Anyway, we are now at a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. Last time, the party finalized some of their dealings on leaving the city. Now they're leaving the city. Begin. Because the main thing we learned is that they're just not all that good at training their animals. That's really the big takeaway from last session, where not a lot happened except for fuckery.
Well, I suppose first would be making sure the horses are connected to the wagon, that everything we need is loaded and ready to go, that all our supplies are in check, such as food, water, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Then go meeting the rest of the hirees that apparently we have, unless they've been told to come visit us at the house.
No, they told you that they would meet you outside the gate.
Alright then we can meet them there. I believe we've mostly said our goodbyes to everyone.
Have we actually got the harness for Lorna at this point?
Yeah.
What was that little laugh?
Well, it's a bit of a rush job. It'll work.
Wait. We're finished saying our goodbyes to... No, we're not finished saying my goodbyes. Just walks over to Cornelius. Goodbye. Yes.
Malgern was never heard from again.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring that up when she said make sure everything's loaded.
Oh, no, I didn't. It slipped past me.
And now, importantly, we jump to the map. So, with your map in front of you, there is something else missing from it. Who has a good memory and navigational sense?
Where did this?
Well, that rules me out. Good luck, guys.
The square was the site of the camp that you're going towards.
Mm-hmm.
The last known location of Helvetica.
That square, not
Yes.
this one down here.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, what's this square down here?
Good question. If only you guys could remember it's information you were given by NPCs. You were
Hold on, let
told
me
things about the world.
Consult the quest log.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
write your own
remember
quest
that
log in
one
this.
thing.
This is D&D.
I'm pressing J for the quest log. It's not working.
Well, I seem to recall it was around here they believe that they might be, but it would be a good idea if we went to Carbine Village to search for clues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Because it could
remember
also be been moved to here. Near for Tusk Snap, I believe it says.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was this one?
Yes, what was that one?
Just know that was where well, boss side is here, so I think this was where the manor was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where a certain dark elf disappeared.
Yeah. It's just that it's not labeled, so it's like,
Forever.
okay, yeah.
Well,
I
that's
remember this bit. I remember where the sword is supposed to be. Or whatever the dragon killing thing.
well, you have a very vague idea of where that is, as in a mountain range.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yes, as you head on from your home, leaving Orbison in charge with a stash of cash to pay the rent. Are you leaving him just the 1 week's worth?
No, I left them 200 gold just in case. We somehow get ridiculously sidetracked.
Well, I mean, that is a long distance.
I don't
begin
think
with.
you're getting that deposit back.
Yeah, I would have suggested at least 3 weeks just in case. Because shit
Yeah.
can hit the fan really easy on a journey.
Yeah, 200 gold is also 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It was 50 gold a week.
For some weird reason, my brain's not bad.
So we come back and it's foreclosed because Orbison took the money and ran.
I bought me a new house. A less
Yours.
stabbed house.
Yeah. Come back and his name's on the lease. Fuck.
But yes, as you emerge through the gates, it's a lot of kerfuffle. These things are barricaded to hell. They are rolling out palisades, all kinds of just spite confrontations to make room for you guys.
Did we get our second wagon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's rickety, it's narrow, but it works. This is an absolutely no-frills bit of transport.
It'll do.
And at the moment, Congrats is pulling it just by hand.
Show off.
You're as equally as strong.
Yeah, you can go pull it, Malcolm.
I don't know how tall is the wagon. Let's.
On your shoulder. There you go.
But you are slightly slower than him. Haha.
It's not fair. You did this on purpose.
No, it's just Oath of Glory for some reason gives them 10 feet of movement, which makes these paladins terrifying.
Yeah. Why is it? I can understand an extra 5 feet, but 10. Holy.
Because
shit.
he's Mr. Fitness.
I guess. Yeah.
He is charging headlong. He also
I'm
gets
a remarkable athlete. Your point being?
he also gets Expeditious Retreat, which means he can dash as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I got it right here. Remarkable athlete. Bullshit. That should make me faster.
Which, I should point out to Castalia just in case, because you've noticed he does have a tendency to just charge off. If you want to keep him, might need to temper that a bit. As he goes in for glory. Anyway. And yes, waiting there, your two hobgoblin companions now, bowing their head respectfully at who they think is worth their respect. They nod at you,
gentlemen.
Malgern.
Yeah, but Cornelius spoke first.
This is a good time to put on pomp and ceremony.
Yeah.
And then,
Gentlemen, I hope you're ready for the trip.
sir, we are ready to meet glory.
Good attitude.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
should be a bit of fun. I like to wrestle with the other ogres, they're not as big as I am. Me? I'm big, and he slaps his stomach, you just watch it ripple. Just like waves of the ocean.
Man. When he said he was ready to meet Glory, we should have named one of the horses Glory.
On that note, Congrats does begin casting the spell Fine Steed, and Castalia has a workhorse, a draft horse. It's big, it's impressive. The one pulling your cart is horse in the loose term that it can be. But what appears there is just a glorious noble steed. It is everything storybook descriptive about a great, beautiful horse. To which Congrats actually looks a little bit annoyed as it stands there shimmering. Huge flowing mane, massive said body.
Show off.
That's exactly what you hear Congrats mutter to it. You show off.
Yeah.
As he hooks it up. So, your path.
Well,
Feel free to do pointers and shit on the maps to each other.
Well, we said we were going to try taking the road for a bit, and then we would break off if need be, correct?
You can also doodle.
I am no artist.
How skillful do you need to be to draw a line?
More skill than I have.
Ah, but they also have a polygon line tool.
That will not help.
At bare minimum, unless we run into problems, probably at least here makes sense. And then the question is, do we want to go south? Let me try different colors.
Well, if we got information to try out Korriban, then we'll likely go there first.
Well, the information you got at Korriban wasn't about knights or anything. You were told that the Alchemians are in charge of that place, and even the orcs have been chased out.
Ah,
Yeah.
then we'll likely avoid that place.
So the question is, we'd probably want to check out the camp and see if there's any hints what happened.
Hmm.
So probably we at least want to take the road to the fork, and then the question is, do we want to go south and then over, cut straight through, or go north and then drop down?
As you're conferring with your map, Bartris is just blocking out the sun by looking over you all.
Well, I would probably say that once we get to the fork of the road, we'll probably be able to make a better assessment there.
Right, and if we run into anybody, we can always ask them too.
That's no fork. That's what you call it, a junction.
Sure, that's definitely what they call it.
Yeah. I know my letters. That's a tuh.
Right. Well, yeah. When we get to the T junction, we'll
Very
decide.
good, Kronk.
Does that work for everybody?
Yeah.
So, what is the time it would take to travel the red line?
On the road, provided there's not too many distractions, barricades, or issues, you're probably looking at about 5 or 6 days.
Woof.
Oh.
Welcome to a kingdom.
Yeah.
Should we quickly go and give Orbinson an extra, I don't know, 100 gold or so, just in case?
Yeah, that might be.
Messing around. We're going to be cutting it tight.
Yeah. Like, the trip to Boarside is the better part of a month.
Oh hell, yeah. In that case, we would.
In that case, we would have given him 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, now that.
Yeah, it's hard to give scale, especially since it's all scribbled. But yeah, this is bigger distances than you might think. And of course, there are more places of habitation, there's more farms and all, it's just not everywhere was important enough to get a drawing. Cartographers can be pissy people. I'm sorry, you have 49 people in your village. That means you're not really counted as something worth having on the map. I mean, one small starvation and this place is gone. You want me to put ink to this? No. I need at least a couple of 100.
On the other hand, this really great inn I stayed at, now that gets marked down.
Oh, yeah.
I may only have 3 people living here, but that's enough.
Yep. As long as they have a wonderful daughter who doesn't ask questions. Also, it's a bit different seeing the wilderness out here. Again, it's still autumn, it's still grey and grim. Not much rain, but you can feel it's in the air, it's heavy, it's waiting to fall. But you look here, you can see there is signs of a war. I mean, you're not high up or anything, you're not on a hill or yet shit, but there is still chunks missing in tree lines, there's still gouges made in fields, there's huge boulders laying about. Not all over the place, most of them distant, but there's an impression that shit has been going down. And even now, there's about 4 or 5 camps within view. All of the knights and mercenaries and whatnot. Quite a few colorful banners flying. So, you know, there's evidence that shit has been happening. So, we're on the off.
Yep.
So we are.
So I was going to make sure the animals and not so animals are sort of semi in line for this trip.
Lorna just had hopped herself into the carriage, or into the bigger wagon, the familiar one, and went to sleep pretty much immediately.
Okay, excellent. That's one down. How about the other animal that could be a problem?
Narrow it down. You've got Malgern and Pufflesworth.
I was about to say Malgern's walking. He can walk.
Let's go with Pufflesworth to start with.
It is kind of annoying that Kagratz doesn't actually need his horse because of that 10 feet of extra movement. It's fucking bullshit. So instead it's pulling the cart, the smaller one.
Well, Rain would probably be walking with Pufflesworth for a bit to start.
You do see Bartrus eyeing up both of the wagons, stroking his massive chin. Meanie. Meanie.
What is it, Bartrus?
What comes after Meanie?
Miney.
Miney. I've lost count now. No, I was thinking I'd get in one of these. I don't want to be hoofing it the whole way. And you just look at the carts and look at it. No. Not an option.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be happening, unfortunately, Bartrus. I don't think they are made for ogres in mind.
Oh, well, that's prejudiced, that is.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, the one came free to us.
I've never heard people agree before. That's so good to hear. Unfortunately, Cornelius, you're the closest one to him.
Oh God!
You
Is
can
he
roll
gonna hug him?
You can roll dex, but the arm is coming.
Oh god. I don't think Cornelius is. No, there's no point because I don't think he's even prepared that this was happening.
It's not as harsh as you think. You don't feel in pain. It does feel like, like a cow pushed its side against you. The problem is now you're against a very naked ogre stomach. It gives you a pat that almost puts you further in, and then lets you go.
That's just like a memory foam in his stomach right now, in indent of Cornelius.
You're hoping it took some of your beard bristles, or else that's some oddly placed hair.
Ugh.
Rain is very pleased looking.
That's touching of you. Alright, then I'll just keep walking, I suppose. As long as we eat well, as you look at your small stack of rations. And I shan't have anything to complain about.
Okay.
Certainly hope not.
Yeah.
Zazzle is going to be keeping an eye out for anything semi-edible that we can use. That isn't a kobold.
Yulman steps over to you, Cornelius, and just whispers a few apologies. I'm so sorry, sir. He's very abrasive, but it's part of his good nature.
It's fine.
I'll try not to have it happen again, sir.
Appreciate it.
Right, well, let's get going.
Let's head out. Oh, before we're heading out, Yeoman, do you have any experience of anything beyond this direction?
Let me see that map again. I do know there are a couple more camps. Hang on. You don't mind if I mark this, do you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so... I do know there was a small raiding camp around here. And there was also word of one here. Those might be gone, though. That was over a week and a half ago. I've also been told that there was drums heard rather constantly round about here. Apparently not orcish drums.
That sounds like the Alchemians.
And also, running out of colors here. I should have bought a better crayon set. Apparently there are a few camps here. And this way as well for mercenaries and a couple of knights. I believe they might still be in order, or could have been follow-on targets. As for geographical knowledge, not a whole lot. It's mostly light foresting. There's some hill land further to the south. Generally it's pretty simple, sir.
All right, well, thank you. It's better than nothing. At least we have some idea what might be out there.
He gives a salute and backs up.
Oh, and should you start noticing, do not worry about interrupting or anything. If you feel like there's something wrong or anything, do let us know.
Yes, sir.
Or something, or if you just remember anything.
Aye, sir.
All right, as you were. Is that how you say?
It is, sir. Yeah, they are very organized, very tidy. Makes you wonder, why the fuck isn't your fighter like this?
Well, he seems to excel in the chaos.
As you look at Bartris and Malgurn, there's a bit of crossover there, isn't there?
You mean they're both ugly?
Hey.
Harsh. He has a plus to his charisma.
Yeah. And I got book smart.
I think Cornelius and Rain would disagree.
The problem is for Malgurn, he's not saying he's got book smarts, he's saying book smart.
Like I opened a book and hey, I know some of these words.
See, this one has the word fear showing up a couple of times.
And the first
My
book
favorite book.
the first book he read in the campaign was about your mom saw fat.
Yes. Followed by the book on potatoes.
And I wait a little bit until Yeoman and Frennig is not within hearing distance.
Now we gotta
Actually,
shag
where-
these fuckers if they show any sign of problems.
No, just while we're traveling down the road, just where are they actually walking?
Oh, they're riding
on
in
the-
one of the cars because they have full armor on, and they're not
Okay,
hugely athletic. But yeah, they're probably in the smaller one
okay.
because they don't
So
want to
I can-
sit in the back with a fucking displacer beast.
That's my job.
Pufflesworth, of course, is wherever Rain is, which means the problem does not get solved.
And where is Malgurn walking, or is he in the cart with me?
Yeah, it's got a pretty good capacity since you don't have Vishel anymore.
Yeah, I'd be in there.
So most of your number could sit in.
Legs.
Yeah, most of your number could take up the big cart.
See, I kind of wave Malgurn over.
Yeah.
So, you probably can't just avoid talking to them the whole trip, you know.
Seems to be working out fine so far.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to make camp at some point.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So some point you're the one who's gonna have to take the initiative, or they are gonna ask some uncomfortable questions to you.
He just shrugs because he doesn't say it. Just, no problems. You just ignore it; it'll go away.
As Congrats looks up at Castelli overhearing this as he walks alongside the wagon.
I wouldn't actually say that,
Okay.
but I would shrug. Sure, this is not the reaction Cornelius was hoping for.
It was kind of what he was expecting, though.
Yeah.
Have I become that predictable? I think I have.
Look, I'm just saying. I get the feeling at this point they're only listening to what I'm saying because they're probably considering me your second.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. They don't seem too bright. At least the big one.
The plot arc where Malagern gets everyone pissed off at him.
Yeah.
He's trying very hard.
That's what heroes do.
I don't remember that part of Heroing School.
Yeah, because you dropped out.
I never went to Heroing School.
Exactly.
If you
Went to
count
regular school.
if you count Conan as a hero, he's pissed off fucking everyone he's met.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is that Cornelius did not bother taking that hero's course once there was that sickness in the Neverwinter that one time. That academy thing sounded like a complete sham. Heard it burn down.
Nice.
Yes, who could respect that teacher? Lady Arabreath, the general store.
Silmaran, Paladin of Tyr in the service of the city of Neverwinter. Right hand to Lord Nasher Alagander. Did I forget anything? Oh,
Well,
and
you forgot that these days it's never Ember.
No, she doesn't say that. No, Fentic says he's companion to Lady Airbus. She doesn't bring him up.
Oh no, she does. She says it's the love of her life. It's just not part of her official title.
Yeah, it's not in that same conversation.
That's her off-duty hours.
Except she didn't actually love him, apparently. Anyway, we're off topic. It's fine.
As they talk about centuries-old gossip. Because I think it is meant to be like 200 or 300 years
Yeah.
since 3.5.
Yeah.
3.0. Any further conversations? Anyone want to chip in? Zarzul, you're there. You can interact here.
Yeah, just mainly just trying to find food because I have a feeling we've got a big ogre who's got a big stomach. Just keeping an eye out for bits I can find
Oh.
along the way.
Yeah, you can make use of your day's activities with a survival roll. With advantage since Wolfgang's helping you.
Okay, can I whack guidance on that as well?
Nah. It's a long process, it's not a minute. Also, you're still rolling just to me. But it's okay, he rolled a
damn it.
22 with advantage.
Nice.
Unfortunately, all you come back with are a couple of birds. I mean, mostly land walking ones, so there's a bit of a gut there, and one very ugly looking boar that Wolfgang is having to drag laboriously until someone helps him.
You did also find a bison, which gave 512 pounds of meat, but unfortunately you could only carry back 100 pounds.
Yeah.
That was a long road to that reference.
I knew exactly where he was going, but he said bison, though. It's like, you have
Yeah,
500
bison.
Bison. They carry 120.
Hunting
Yeah,
was the best part of that game.
Which is why it was pretty fun, and God, what was it? Oregon Trail, that was it.
Bison is the European buffalo cousin.
But yeah, the main problem is there are numerous mercenary camps around here. And you're still pretty close
Yep.
to the city as well, so wild animals don't want to hang around here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get much, but everything I can get along the way is going to spread whatever.
But a full-grown wild
other
boar,
food we have
pretty
out.
good.
So who is in the wagon I'm in?
Depends which wagon are you in, big or small.
I would assume the bigger one is our wagon, so probably
Yeah.
that one.
That's the one that still has the gray mark on it.
All right. Who's in our wagon?
Good question.
Well, Cornelius, Malgern,
Lorna.
you.
I thought Malgern was walking.
No, he was in the wagon. I just had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Then he hopped out immediately and started walking.
Then I will look back at Lorna, then I will look at Malgern, and like, she's all harnessed up. Why aren't you going out and mastering riding on her?
This is a saddle. It's a harness, not a saddle.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that she's meant for riding at the moment. I imagine that Malgern might just be sliding off the side of her.
I mean, from what you've seen of Lorna throughout the many days, but she's gotten bigger and bigger because it's not a cat. Not a lot of activity. Not a very active creature. I mean, you're looking at that monstrous face. It's no longer a cute little kitten or anything, because it never was. It was always a monster. Look at that face, that is asleep. That is completely fucking out. And has been for hours of the journey.
Well, she's a cat, so.
No,
Yeah.
she's not.
She's not a cat. There are those 2 extra legs. There are those tentacles.
Just one.
There is that slightly ghostly other cat just a little bit away. I'm pretty sure that is not a cat.
There's the
Look
yellow glowing eyes.
Well, see, that is actually part of a cat.
Let's say I have.
No, they don't require light on them. Hang on, let me just grab. You guys keep talking.
That may be true, but he could still be building trust with the Lorna. So that when it
Building trust makes sense, but I don't think riding her right now.
Well, maybe just take her out there and just walking with her then.
yeah,
Yes, I'm going to point out this is the fucking size of the party right now. Everyone's been lined
Yeah.
up here as master and pet. No,
Let's see.
other way around.
see, I don't know if it's Master and Pet going left to right or right to left.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Wolfgang's here and Zarzul's here.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also see where Pufflesworth is.
Yeah, Pufflesworth and Rain. Cornelius and Droop.
Droop is not a pet.
I mean, the first time you saw him, you said, I want a minion.
Yes, a minion, but that's not a pet now, is it?
To be fair, Congrats isn't a pet
treat,
either.
Yeah.
you treat pets better than minions.
True, minions are expected to do things for you, and they will do things for you, or they're punished.
Yep.
Pets can go either way.
Pets are just cute.
Yeah, look at that kitty.
Yes, just look at that adorable, not a cat. Looking just like her parents, which are also not cats.
I wouldn't know. Never met a parrot.
I mean, at least you know that... Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I did. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Zarzul met the mother and almost got fucking eaten for it.
Yeah, that's right. He did talk to the.
You almost killed the father.
Almost.
I mean, at least you now know that she has value, because there's probably a bounty on these creatures. Because they're monsters.
Well, that just means that in desperate times, we need to raise a lot of capital. Chick!
If only we could get twice the money, but the moment you hurt her, the other one goes. There's also that fun sight of, as she's lying there, a foot or two away from the wagon itself, there's another one just floating there in a sleeping position.
How does Purplesworth feel about that?
Doesn't give a shit. He's up front. That's where he wants to be.
But he was walking with me.
Oh, you're walking? Oh no, he's trying to clamber up onto the wagon then.
No.
He keeps pulling you towards it. Doing little jumps towards the moving wheels.
No. We're
With
walking
the short,
now.
stubby owlbear legs.
We're walking here.
I'm charging here.
Of course, the great thing is, it's time for a roll-off. He's pulling.
Alright, what do you want me to roll?
Athletics.
Playing, I would say. Oh no, I thought.
Or animal handling if you want to give it a try.
Well, I'd be better with animal handling, but I'll take that 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you manage to pull him back in place. Because he's stomping along here, and he's chirping annoyedly at you constantly. Because this is too much walking. Why are you walking?
And now I use the earring. So I can actually understand him.
My legs hurt. Tired.
You haven't even been walking
Don't want to
that
walk.
long. You have to walk some we're trading off.
That's moving. I don't want to have to walk like this. This is tiring.
Well, you'll get over it. We
I could get up there and I could sleep. I'd be comfortable.
Well, you can do that.
Why are you making me walk?
Because it's good exercise.
What?
You need to grow to be a big and strong boy. And
I'm not going to keep walking.
If you are,
My feet hurt.
Oh dear, we're going to end up with an owlbear paddle shortly.
Yeah, he stops. You're now dragging him, and he doesn't give a shit. Not walking.
Do you want to grow up to be as big as Lorna?
I will. I'm bigger.
Not if you don't walk.
She's scrawny. I'm big.
You're only gonna get big if you walk. That's how you get big.
I put that man down. I put him on the floor. I did that because I'm big.
No, you did that because he's weak.
Pick me up.
Nope.
Pick
At this
me up.
point, Cornelius' ears are just, for some reason, they're just burning, and he's kind of, what? Is he talking to that thing again?
Pick me up.
Keeps making weird noises.
Pick me up.
Nope.
Pick me up.
Nope.
Pick me up. I want up. Pick me up.
I don't care.
He is throwing a tantrum.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go make a sandwich, pour myself another drink, call me in 20 minutes when this is resolved.
He's now rolling in his harness to get himself tangled up into his leash.
What a shit.
If you want to look silly, by all means, you can
Ow.
look silly.
Ow. Help.
Well, do you feel stupid?
Help. I'm hurt.
I stop and I look
Help
at
me.
him and I say, do you feel stupid?
Help me.
Are you going to admit that you did something stupid?
Help me.
No, not until you admit that you did something really stupid.
You're stupid. You
I'm
put
the
me
one
in
that's
this.
tied up.
I don't
Yeah,
need
you know
this. He
how
starts to
to
bite
walk.
at the harness again.
No.
I don't need this.
Purplesworth,
This is
Purplesworth,
hurting me.
Only because you were stupid enough to tie yourself up in it.
You're stupid.
Am I the one that's tied up?
Rain's now about a mile away from the convoy.
At this point, I would continue.
Ow.
Be dragging him.
Ow.
I look at him, I untangle him.
I want to
and
be
then
out of this. I'm done with this.
I will untangle him, but then I will keep going.
This hurts and I don't want to walk.
You can walk, you're a big boy.
I'm a bigger boy, but I'm not walking. I could be up there. I don't have to walk
If
then.
you're If you're up there, you're saying you're weak like the scrawny man. Are you
Nuh-uh.
weak like the scrawny man? Are you
'Cause-
saying you're weak like the scrawny man and you need to you need to be walked?
I don't want to walk. I could. I don't want to.
Really? I haven't seen any proof that you can walk. You just kind of flopped around and then tied yourself up.
I walked enough. I don't need
No,
to walk anymore. I'm done.
nah.
You're now dragging him.
Yep, I figured. He can have a temper tantrum all he wants.
He does. He continues to have one. Let's do another roll off. You can roll animal handling now,
The situation was never resolved.
but you gotta beat a 22.
Oh shit! I love that so much. Half elf handling.
Nope, I didn't.
You're not able to break through his tantrum. He's a little shit right now.
Yeah, I figured, but oh well. I'm at least making the point that I'm not going to give in to his fucking tantrum.
He starts to walk, but just the back legs.
How does that work?
Yeah, I've seen the
Yeah,
I've seen dogs do that.
Yeah, butt in the air. Just pushing his
Okay.
front forward.
Okay.
Yeah, she just figures, you know what, he'll tire himself out. He'll be tired of getting dragged eventually. Because it's not like getting dragged is comfortable.
So, what else is
Dazzle.
happening on the convoy in the first day?
Zazzle's going to check on our horses, make sure they're still going okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since they've had a decent move about as well, so make
Yeah.
sure they haven't.
You feel it.
Collected any
They don't
stones.
really recognize you, Zarzul, immediately, but they get used to it again. It has actually been quite a long time since you've interacted with them.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's the point, Costello. You might not even be on the wagon. You might be riding your horse. Or having it pull the big wagon with the other horse.
That's what I thought I was doing, because it is a big workhorse.
Yep, okay then. And Kagrat's impressive, mighty steed, shining and shimmering as it is, practically sparkling in the sunlight, is pulling the smaller cart. With Kagrat's just walking along.
It still is a lovely horse.
It's an egomaniac.
No, we already have much experience with one of those. So,
Just picture Pegasus from the Hercules movie.
Yeah.
It's that kind of smug show-off horse. Yeah, it's just every time I bring him out, he always makes such a big deal. I wouldn't mind if it was because we were doing something good. He just wants to show off and get sugar cubes and salt licks.
Does it succeed?
Oh, of
So
course.
is,
Any place there's young girls. She just...
At this point, considering this is kind of the, like you said, with why is this particularly young girls?
Oh, you don't know? A lot of girls grow up loving horses. You know?
Yes.
They like ponies.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have horses.
There's horses, and then there's, you know, show-offs, as he gestures at his horse. You know, he's sort of storybook kind of thing.
Mm.
You know, if I were a normal human guy on that there, it'd be knight in shining armor material. As it is, I'm kind of a mix of both characters in the story.
That just makes you all the better.
Yeah. That's why either way I get the girl. Does Cornelius get this?
Yeah,
I'm sure he
imagine.
I'm just saying, like, would he have exposure to which kind of stories is what I mean.
Well, yeah, like I imagine he had some exposure to the most basic childhood stories.
Also, I imagine in highborn society, there are still crazy horse mad people.
Oh,
You'd run
definitely.
into them.
Shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Oh yeah, it's just that I imagine Cornelius just probably doesn't have the ideas about little girls be fascinated with spectacular horses. Like he's only met crazy horse people.
You mean
That's the
he's
same
not
thing.
an expert in dressage?
Yeah,
He
but
is
like
good,
people who can afford to make crazy thoroughbreds, not some people who want a horse.
I mean, don't forget as well, Raxis has the night houses, which means noble families have all kinds of militaristic crazy horse girls.
Mm.
That
This
shit
one
is
could come
dangerous.
thundering down and crush at least 10 hooves in one charge.
I call him Smusher Cup. This one I call Craig. Blitz Craig.
God damn it.
And this one, aw? Well, yes, he's cute. No, that's his name. Shock and awe. And so the party continues their travels.
Yes.
The whole day is a lot of trudgery. Bardus, for his own part, yeah, he's soldiering on. Honestly, it looks like he has no problem at all with this long journey. He's just looking for the easy option, much like the creature that is still just pushing with... Well, now it's pushing with its front legs. The back legs have given up.
It's just pulling itself.
His
dragging.
whole front is just caked in mud as well. And the
Yep.
whole time, even after the spell wore off, Rain, it's just been a lot of angry, irritated chirping and growling.
Yeah, she is. If he wants to have a temper tantrum and make himself look silly, he can. But as long as he's walking,
At which point, a 14 misses as he tries to pinch the back of your foot.
I just look at him and I say, "Very funny."
Well, he very quickly backs up whenever you're turning around to look like he's still being dragged. But you see him. Like, he's not subtle about this.
She just looks at him. Very funny. That was obvious.
He just, all limbs down. As if he tries to flatten himself into the ground.
I keep going.
And yeah, hours pass of travel. Again, few more camps you can spot of mercenaries. There's a mixture of music, bits and pieces, some singing. Most of them seem to have camped out by the roadsides. And then, from the south, there is something glimpsed, so perception checks on those keeping a watch out.
I am very perceptive, even with Pufflesworth's shenaniganery. Actually, that's probably why I'm worried about him doing shenanigans.
I'll take one more.
I'm distracted.
Distract. I mean, he's just moving so elegantly. That fucking horse. Yeah, through the air, sailing right now, towards the bigger wagon, is a huge fuck-off rock.
Oh, great.
I thought you'd want to know.
But is he
About
wearing a
rock.
wrestling outfit?
Oh, hang
Yeah.
on. There we go. As it's sailing towards, you've got a choice now. It could very easily smash the rock asunder, but you can see it coming forwards.
Which type of rock are we dealing with here? The bird or an actual stone?
I
It's a
assume it has
small
to
guy
be-
in rock
yeah.
cost, so
It's a big fucking boulder.
Oh,
If it was a rock, you wouldn't get a choice. You just had to get the prey. What's your plan of action, guys?
so how big is this rock?
It's
Because I'm just
okay. It's about the size of the wagon.
yeah, so I'm
Indiana
not going to
Jones
shield that
probably
thing.
can.
I'm just Cornelius is I mean well actually he's not. Yeah, Actually, the people who are perceptive.
Yeah, did they say anything?
Yeah, I would shout rock really, really loudly. Rock incoming.
Yeah, and there's a tree there as well.
No, rock
Yeah.
incoming to the wagon.
I don't
That'd
see
be
any
too late.
birds.
What?
I quickly.
Boulder!
I'll try and divert the
Ah,
wagon away
boulder.
from the landing point of the rock if I can work that out.
That'll be an animal handling roll.
Okay. So I prefer not to end up with short horses at this point.
Nice.
You're steering it away. Still might hit, though.
I don't suppose that if I spend a 4th level spell slot, I can supercharge a shield.
No, it doesn't scale like that there. This is aiming
Yeah.
for the wagon, not for you, anyway.
Yeah.
It's this big destruction. I mean, you could jump out in front of it.
I
No.
am gonna grab Lorna's harness and try to jump out to the side.
Would hitting with a fireball or a firebolt reduce its velocity?
It's one of those options. Like, this is open improv style. Think of something that could stop the rock.
A bigger rock.
Yes.
Because I've got an idea, but I can't fucking fill it in because Congrats is not the leading type.
I'm
All right, so
working
we
out
put
whether it's-
Congrats in the way, or no, we use the big fuck off pretty horse.
If you want, you could delegate.
Well, just because, I mean... we'll just
Seeing we,
actually-
Zazul's going to try something just because it's not a lot of time to work this out anyway. You may as well do
No,
something.
no, Zarzul's already done. You've had your
Oh,
action, and it
damn it.
succeeded.
He only said it might hit. It might just hit. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Castellis and try to and hit it with a firebolt. See if I can maybe blow a chunk of it or something. Maybe I'm lucky.
Oh, Gurm, we could catch it.
We could catch it.
Try catching it. That might be best.
I mean, he is pretty big.
Fortunately, a 15 is not good enough to hit his AC because it's it's a fucking boulder. It actually does have an AC.
Try to
Yeah, I
catch
mean-
it.
All right,
That's
is
Cornelius
it,
done.
Yep.
Is he Bart's? Is Bart's the Bartis the?
Yeah, he's the ogre.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Bart, catch.
Oh yeah, I can do this. We shouldn't just let him do it.
And I attempt to let's just do it.
Attempt to hide.
No.
Would guidance help?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, I want to like.
Whatever he rolls, would guidance help?
It would, yes.
There you go.
Okay, no, I don't think how I'm gonna do this. Alright, well, I'm gonna jump out of the wagon, motion for him to follow me, and then I'm gonna try to stand a little to like the left of where the rock is coming. Hopefully he gets in the way, and then at the last second, I'm gonna step behind him so that he catches it, because it's gonna flatten my ass.
You're gonna use him as cover.
I'm trying to direct him to where the rock's coming. Yeah.
As Bartris aims himself up, Congrats comes in lower, but also with arms outstretched in front of Bartris to help him out, unlike the fucking dwarf. So click Bartris fisting, his big punch. So that's basically his athletics roll.
You mean the bash? I have Bartris' bash.
Yep. It's the same thing. We don't need the damage, just the roll.
Yeah,
Because
so
it's a
gonna
combined
roll.
athletics. And the two of them together manage to stop the boulder, although buckled knees, that takes a bit of the air out of the two of them. As Bartris and Congrats, not Malgern,
I know.
set the boulder aside with a puff of breath and
I'm a small person with a flat face.
you're
I stand
stronger than Bartris. That's the fucked up thing.
Ow!
Because ogres have 19 strength and you've got 20. I know, how does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
But on the flip
It
side,
doesn't
because
make
the bigger creature, he gets double damage dice.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So their modifier stays the same, but they've got more dice.
What did the cat do?
And now,
Time to move, guys. I don't think we want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
Malgern, roll stealth.
alright. No, it's not. I'm looking on my attack.
Did
list.
Yulman notice what you were doing?
Nope.
He didn't. It all happened in an instant. There was a huge fucking rock, a lot of weight getting pushed back. You were almost squashed by Bartris getting skidded back.
But my plan worked. It's fine.
Yeah, you managed to put your hands on the back of him as if, hey, I'm a support.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Make it till you make it.
As Congrats and Bartris carry the boulder over to the side of a road. Congrats, however. Yeah, thanks for the help.
To
As he
me,
walks past you, Malgern.
Into a waiting hug.
Whereas you hear, thanks for the help, and then a clang on your armor. As Bartris celebrates sincerely with you.
yeah. And I just kind of give Gratz a dirty look, turn towards Bartris. Yeah, we did. You did it, buddy. We caught it. Yeah. We're heroes.
Oh, yeah. Another chapter in my legend. As long as I can remember it. I've got to tell
Yeah,
someone one day.
It's gonna be a big one. Tap tap.
Whereas Congrats picking up Castalia without using his hands because they're currently fucking numb.
Zazzle's trying to motion people to get moving because he doesn't want to be here any longer than necessary.
The hell's just launched that thing?
Who's to say it can't launch another?
I mean, you met a hill giant. Didn't kill it for some reason.
Yeah, but can we see the hill giant that launched it? We could also assume it was a catapult or something.
No, you don't see it. It came from a south where there is tree line. It's not like super dense lumber forest kind of thing. But it's just general foresting area.
So dense.
And it came from distance.
Yes, let's listen to the kobold. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. As Congrats gives a narrow look back at Malgern, who's getting a low 5 from Bartris. He's ready to pick you up and put him on your shoulder. Put him on his shoulder.
If he wants to, I'll let him do so.
Yep. You're now in an elevated position
Yeah.
and not having to walk.
Everything from here.
Means now you're on lookout.
Zazzle is leaving them behind at this point.
No, everyone's going.
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah, Bartris is keeping up with his massive strides. Man, that was such a low damage roll, too. No, actually, that's pretty good. Should have rolled higher. Okay. A few more hours pass, no fervor continued attacks. No evidence of much else apart from a few mercenaries. You pass by a few of our wagons loaded with armored figures, some raring to go, some with one or two who are upright and the rest bandages, groaning. Not a lot of life left in them.
Zazzle's going to mention the whole rock throw thing to anyone heading in that direction.
They thank you for a warning, but a few of them just say, "Yeah, that's just how it is."
Hmm.
And as you keep on traveling, there's a few turns. It's not quite as straight a road as it seems. There's a lot of winding paths, lot of splits as well. Now and again, you're just seeing these huge boulders erupting from the earth. There are camps that have been burned out, camps that have been replaced, and you can see that there's still remnants of a previous one on top of it. Whoever's really keeping an ear out, a perception check.
Likely not me.
Go on, give it a try. Mind you, we know why Castelli would be distracted right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly he's a little on edge. Just had barely gotten out of town and already a large boulder was tossed.
Yeah, it's from the east, but Cornelius and Rain, even this close to Raxis City, like you can still see it in the distance behind you. Well, barely. Because I can never remember just how fucking far the horizon is. It is cystic, I just can't remember the exact figure, but yeah.
It's off to the west.
In the east, you can hear roars, weapons, incredible smashes. Faint, very faint. Like this is coming from a long distance. You know there's war going on. And then there's one noise that is in particularly distinct. It actually drowns out the battle noise in the distance. You heard something like it on your way to Raxis. But this is bigger, deeper, reverberating. Sounds like when you were in the Chimera's territory.
Oh, shit.
Specifically the lion portion of one. Which is nice, because that means it's not a dragon roaring. Downside, that sounds bigger than what was roaring on the way to Raxis.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that.
Well, that's certainly not a good sign.
It's more northerly. Unsurprisingly. I mean, if Castelli and Malgurn brought up the trophy in Carragher's room, you'd have a frame of reference for what made that noise. We'll assume that Castalia did.
I very likely did.
I'm just thinking Malgurn probably didn't talk about it.
No, I kind of imagine
I was
he
too busy
would.
chewing my steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he should be thinking about how he's just betrayed the trust of a man who made him a grilled cheese.
I was hoping he wouldn't notice.
He was right there,
He was
man.
there.
Yeah, but
He saw 4 hands on that rock.
I'm short. They were taller than I could reach. It's not my fault. Hey.
It would just have been like you would see this drawing of 4 massive hands, and then just at the bottom of the picture, just 2 grubby little hands just coming up.
Yeah.
Luckily they
My fault.
Luckily they slayed it, because if either of them had rolled under 20, there would have been some damage dealt out.
Well, that's what the cleric's for.
Yep.
Yeah, if only we had one.
We do. We have 2.
Oh, right.
Congrats doesn't have that many healing points.
Oh, this joke's
Okay,
never gonna get old.
1.5. Rain and Zarzul.
This joke is never gonna get old.
Night is approaching, and you've got the old choice. Do you go deep? Do you go to the north, or do you go to the south to make camp? Because you don't want to do it on the road. That would just be inconvenient. Probably a good idea to have some cover as well.
Let's try to find someplace closer to the south, just because all the bad shit coming from the north.
Particularly one bad shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do not wish to be part of its excrement.
Or we could take it
Zazzle's
out.
going to start searching the south for a suitable campsite.
I'm just saying, we could take it down.
We should.
As much as I would like to, we have something that's time sensitive right now.
Yeah, I know.
On the
Yeah,
way back?
Hmm?
On the way back?
Sure. If it shows up.
Depends on the condition that we find them in.
True.
Just think it might make an impressive trophy. Says it out loud, not to anyone specific.
Rain looks at Malgern.
Gurn doesn't notice.
And Zarzal, you got a choice of a very lopsided little clearing, or a nice circular one, where trees have been cut back quite far.
Probably the circular one. Just with the trees a bit further away, we won't be snuck up on quite as easily. We'll have a bit more view range.
Yep. And you watch as Bartris brings out this big fucking roll from his pack. It is like seeing a ship sail. Narrow tree trunks lodged in place, and he has himself a tent. But even for all its size, it's still just for him. It's also quite a nice smell rising from the campfire. As he's working at something, it smells, Cornelius, like good old wake-up juice.
Good old wake-up juice.
Coffee.
Ah,
I mean, crude, but...
I thought you were saying, like, Back to the Future 3 wake up juice.
No. That's just what Congrats drinks every day. Because he's tougher than Malgern. Who probably drinks milk. From a tit. And yeah, Congrats, of course, setting up the tent he purchased, because there's a lot of people now, the cabin doesn't quite work.
yeah, but
Zazzle's laying out campfire to cook the boar and the birds, along with anything else he's found along the way.
Once I get these steaks, Bennett, I'll help you with that there. Frennick just watching Zarzal with interest as he continues to froth and boil. I don't see many of your people surface side.
Yeah. It's interesting up here.
Raxis has been an experience.
Oh,
heard.
yes, it definitely has.
I heard your people are only in the dens of dragons.
No,
or in the
no.
lower sewers.
No, there's lots of us out there in very variety of places.
Seems so. I've learned a lot of new things recently. It's been good.
It's one of the reasons I travel, to explore and find new things.
Were you taught much when you grew up?
A bit, a bit.
They teach us simply. We're soldiers. That's what we learn.
There was a bit more to it than that for us. Some were taught soldiers, some were... all sorts of different things were taught.
I like to imagine one of the classes was where we are in the food chain, and it's just a very, very tall scrawling on the wall with a wee kobold right at the bottom.
Hell no, we're not
And
quite
below
at the
that, some
bottom.
shittily drawn little gnome. What were we saying, Zarzul?
No, we're not quite at the bottom.
Yeah, there's that gnome.
I mean, technically,
Rabbits and
yeah,
other things.
technically they'd be able to beat out goblins. Because goblins just get their movement, whereas kobolds get pack tactics, which is a bit more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Then also, goblins can work during the day.
Yep,
Obviously,
well,
we need to
depends
have
on
some
when
sort
they-
of battle simulator. 10,000 goblins versus 10,000 kobolds.
I think the kobolds would win. Just for one of them can use grovel, cower, and beg.
Those are player abilities, though, not monster stat blocks.
True.
Just like the goblins wouldn't have Fury of the Small.
Ah.
You're a holy man as well, I see. See
Yes.
gestures at the dangling bit on your neck.
Yes. I follow the goddess Tamara.
I see. I don't know that one.
It's one of the dragon gods.
That's also something I'm learning. I tried going to the temples, but it felt odd.
No worries. I start teaching about.
Have you heard the good word?
The problem is, he offers them a pamphlet, that is all he has.
Oh no, I've got all sorts of information that may or may not actually be relevant or even truthful.
It's not like you're enrapturing him, but he's
Yeah.
listening, he's polite.
Yeah. I'm telling him what I was taught and remember.
Behind you, the
Better
boar is
religion
sliding slowly out of frame as Kagratz is trying to get the place to break it down.
Just out of curiosity, can I do a religion check on some of these stuff Zarzul said and match it with what I know of Tamara?
Oh, that's the problem. Not a lot is known about her, but you can go ahead, sure. So, Zarzul, you could roll deception, depending on
okay.
how you're going.
I was about to say, yeah, let me get in on this and see
If you're bullshitting,
I'm telling them what I know.
I will know everything about what he's saying.
no. You only know a few. Like, Tamara is practically a forgotten god.
Yeah, I know. I'm more joking, but yeah, whatever it is, I'll be good at it.
Yeah, the thing you're aware of is anytime he brings in deeds or stories about other gods and tries to attribute them to Tamara. As he's chipping in, you're citing sources. Now and again, Zarzul might be led astray, but roll religion. Let's see how accurate you are.
Okay, let's see. This can only end badly. I've
No.
obviously got guidance on me, don't I?
No, you don't.
You were just talking. You're not going to guide yourself. Oh!
Oh. Oh.
I'm a terrible cleric.
I'm going to point out you're a cleric that can't roll religion, and you are a ranger that can't roll animal handling.
Now, if we're gonna say someone's something that they're not, let's not have Rain be the one to point that out.
He can roll animal handling. He just can't roll nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll that. Damn it.
Best
ahead.
of luck.
It's 3 times as good.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. Technically, wasn't the 13 the reroll because he didn't have advantage?
Well, you see, he hasn't toggled it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to see the result for when he does a
you have
reroll.
to say if you want to roll with advantage or re-roll.
I was trying to help you.
Yeah. You can roll your guidance.
Okay.
Oh.
Why?
Try.
You,
Five.
you scrape at the bare minimum. You're stuttering, you're getting lost in some of your tirades. A few times you go down a divergent path, you're not quite sure where you left off from. It's not the most straightforward view you're giving, because you're just excited to express the devotion you have to your god. Like, you're really fervent, you're almost zealot. But he's nodding. He seems a little nervous at times, especially when you start jumping up, pointing in directions, calling out loudly. Like, you get a little too worked up, but by the end of it, your little kobold heart is fucking buzzing. And you feel like you did a decent job. Like, he listened. Rain, you
Yeah.
got lost really quickly.
How many of the things did I realize were technically other gods?
It's honestly hard to tell if any of that could have been done by a god. Like, none of it sounded familiar. It all sounded kind of ridiculous. Like, Bahamut wouldn't have done this shit. This is insane. So, doesn't sound familiar. Sounds improv.
Right.
But it's just, you're so excited, Zarzul. You lost your composure.
Okay. Semi good. I'll try and get my thoughts and straight for next time.
And as you settle down, you look, and Kagratz is just kind of not trying to stare, and his mouth is a little bit open as he just continues to work at the boar. That was a tirade, yeah.
Sorry, it's very. I don't get to express myself on that front too often.
Ah,
Not many people.
yeah, I'm noticing.
Yeah.
Good, though. It's good to see you're fired up for that.
Yep.
Faith can be important,
Yes.
says the Dragonborn, who
It's great.
typically try to be agnostic.
But he is the paladin, so I mean,
Paladins don't have to have a god. Although he does have some symbols of Tyr. And Torm, I think it is. Are those the Forgotten Realms? I think they are. Like the Gauntlet, the champion ones.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it was entertaining to hear. It was new. What's the imposter doing?
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing.
Trying to stay out of attention because Kagratz is paying attention to me.
He's scared of Kagratz.
It's honestly fair. He's huge. He's a literal fire-breathing dragon person. He can smite. And man, paladins are bullshit.
At some point, I literally whispered to Kagratz, I think you've scared Malgern.
Yeah, well, it's not what I want to do, but it's apparently apparently it's what has to happen. I want him to take pride in it, to engage, to show passion, to enjoy it. But now he just cowers away.
He's gotten worse.
Yeah. And I hate that this has happened. I know it's my fault. I need to straighten this out.
Well, I'm not really sure if this is technically something to straighten out. It could be that reality is catching up to him, but
Yeah, well, it got worse after I got involved, so I gotta do something. But tonight I'll give him a space.
Mm-hmm.
So, watches. You have 3 extra people.
So before I start So before I start putting down my hut here, who is staying outside in tents and who is staying inside here?
Oh, I didn't know we had a choice.
I quickly raise my hand. Cabin, please.
Oh, well, I've gotten comfy, I suppose.
Malgern?
I can stay outside. It's no big deal.
Sassul?
Are we able to include, what, 6? Or 9? 9, I think it was.
Medium creatures.
Yep. That includes the caster, so got 8 options.
Yeah.
Also, it means Lorna cannot stay inside. She is a large creature.
Yeah, so I'll stay outside with the cat.
As so I camp out underneath one of the carts again. It's been a while. Been nostalgic.
Even as nighttime approaches, the fucking horse is luminescent. Only close up, though. Like, when you walk to the edge of a camp, it doesn't glow, but when you get close, oh yeah, the sparkles are there.
You know, might be a good idea to call him away or cover him up or something. He kind of stands out.
Oh, I mean, not as much as the fire, but yeah. Alright, Petal. Off you go.
Oh no, I'm spending the night with you.
I didn't mean your tally, no. No. That's what that big guy is called. He calls himself Petal.
Oh,
The horse gives you such a smug look, a toss of the hair, and then one of those fancy prancy trots.
I see what you mean.
This is why when you met me I didn't have a horse. I mean, I'm not worried about that or anything. It's just it's a little too pompous for me. I think I might have done the summoning wrong, and it's just stuck.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just I feel a little silly on the back of him. Anyway, and the sparkle horse is gone. Oh, I feel relieved now. Yeah, well, sorry, Mrs. Cent, you've lost one for the cabin. As a
I'm
big
not
arm goes
exactly-
around Castalia.
I'm not exactly sorry to have let her in. I just needed to know which ones were going to stay here.
I mean, it could be worse if there's space for them.
Mhm.
Which it seems to be. No one's taking the cabin.
Yep.
Yeah, except for Rain and Pufflesworth, apparently.
And Droop. Droop is automatically in there.
Yep, he's making
Yeah.
the furniture.
Mm-hmm. Well, this time it looks like it can actually just shape the house to have 2 rooms. And a dining hall in the middle.
And then you look at the hobgoblins. We wouldn't be adverse, sir.
Of course not. It is a place of safety.
It's alright, we won't take up much space. And again, everything about them is just orderly and neat. Like as they set up their space in the cabin, it is almost like a cube. Nothing extraneous, very packed in.
Gonna be okay in there?
Yes, sir. This is better than we're used to.
Good to hear.
That's almost a bad thing to say. Yes, of course, I'm the luxury.
Yeah.
Better than your life's ever been. Meanwhile, the 1.5-person tent the Kagrat's got is well filled. And then you realize, oh shit, who's watching?
Hmm.
Sazzle will take first watch.
Anyone accompanying him?
If one of the mercenaries want to stand watch with me as well, that'll be fine.
Yep. If none of the party want to help, Bartress will help you watch.
Okay.
Up you come, little one.
I climb up and sit on Bartress's shoulder. You get extra height and more visibility.
Yeah, he does have a shoulder plate that's actually quite comfortable to sit on.
Excellent.
It looks properly designed for someone to plop down on. There we go. And now we wait.
Yes.
Roll perception. Unfortunately, you're not quite at your peak because it only takes about half an hour in before all the noise you can hear is Bartress snoring.
Oh god.
He's still standing fully upright. But it's just...
I have a feeling that I knew when we were getting this ogre, I knew that at night we're gonna hear thunderous snoring.
It's not so bad for anyone in cover, but Zarzul is right beside it. You can see Wolfgang flatten his ears.
Oh, Wolfgang's also going to give it a go. See if he can smell anything besides ogre.
He gets a full account of the camp. He also flicks his ear, hears something unusual, walks over to a tent, realizes the purring is not a cat, and backs away.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it seems like nothing. You know, he does a circuit or two, no problems.
Okay.
As you're getting down, you do see a couple of campfires start up in the distance. One far to the south, one's actually quite nearby to the north, and then one very small one off to the east.
Okay.
Second watch.
Now, nobody asked, so I'm going to go poke Malgern and tell him it's his watch.
Oh, alright. Just gonna give him a...
Alright, roll in athletics because Lorna is just all over you right now. You've just got the full weight of a large beast on top of you.
It's fine.
And you're able to wriggle free.
Yeah. I've gotten used to this. It's fine.
Sounds like a cork getting unscrewed.
Yeah.
You feel like you have to do it a second time before you was, oh, right, illusion. Never mind.
No, yeah.
I didn't just fall back into another displacer beast.
Yeah, god damn it.
She was awake for about 10 minutes today.
Yeah, that's
It was to get from the cart to the tent.
That sounds like a cat. As I pet my other kitty who's probably been awake for all of 10 minutes. Not very perceptive, though.
No, because you're just by yourself. It's a bigger camp than usual.
I'm so alone.
Probably getting haunted by your deceit, your dishonor. But you still hear a scream from a nearby camp.
And somebody logs off.
Ah!
Probably Pio.
No,
It was her. It was her scream. She was the one who died.
Oh no, Nell's still here.
But yeah, you hear a male scream at the nearby camp to the east. It then continues.
I'm going to sound the alarm. Start waking people up. Hey guys, screaming east.
You
Something's
bring your
going on.
hammer up and
Get
start bashing at your own chest.
Dun 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 dun. Two arms.
Then realize you didn't have your armor on. Now there's a big fucking blood bruises bowling up.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna need to lay down for a minute.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry,
I
I've just
can't
put a
even-
different... I need to sit down. I put a different rhythm into my heart.
Yeah,
Oh no, I can't eat mad myself.
yeah.
And yes, there is someone screaming and yelling out for help.
Can we tell what race they are by the what screaming is coming out?
No, it doesn't work that way.
It does, yeah. So once I'm satisfied I've made enough noise, I go in the direction of
There's someone screaming.
sound.
Hang on. What's the ethnicity?
Let me just bring up this color
wondering-
swatch here. Now tell me. No.
Yeah.
They're
Are
calling
they
out in common.
screaming in-
Yeah, as I said,
Are
they're
they
calling out in
screaming in
common because they're
common?
calling for help.
Okay.
Once I'm satisfied that everyone should have heard me, I'm going to attempt to head towards the sound.
Zazzle is right behind you.
Disadvantage now because you're in plate armor.
Oh fuck. Yeah, okay.
You're not in your fancy elven suit.
Oh,
So yeah, it's the Clang video.
Yeah, because I totally forgot that I'm not wearing that armor. I was like, I got this. Fuck, why is it making so much? Oh. God damn it, why is it so loud?
yeah. I'm guessing the hobgoblins were probably awake before Cornelius managed to stir.
Already half dressed. They are helping each other expertly with her armor as well as they get it on.
Rain just turns her pajamas into her regular outfit.
Gets out of bed with Cornelius.
No.
No.
It's worth the 1 AC. I'm starting to do the math here. It's worth it.
Depends how much stealth you do. That's the only thing.
This has really been the only time it's kind of mattered, I guess. I don't even know if it matters yet, so we'll see.
Congrats emerging with a few of the dancer silks over his horns.
Damn it, she only made it to the 5th silk in the dance of the 7th silk.
To be
Yeah.
fair, it's really hard to do that dance in a tiny tent. Really scuffed up knees. But of course, he's affixing his trousers and rushing out with his maul. The
Okay.
armor is in the tent.
Well, troop. Looks like it's time to take action once again.
Just, that was Droop's stealth roll.
But
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. The dwarf already made more than enough noise.
By the way, Bartress is in the center of the camp, still asleep, standing up.
I finally get out of the tent. Bartress. Bartress.
Big snot bubble just droops out.
I don't know.
Bartress!
It lowers down until it merges with a big string of drool coming out of his mouth. Before the weight of it finally pulls it off his face and splashes down. I'm
look
sorry,
over
ma'am.
to-
He's a tough one. You really have to just be more direct. At which point they bring out a small bag of stones and just throw one at his head. At which point he just rocks himself a bit. All right, I'm up, and oh, still night. Hello.
Hello. There's. I believe there is screaming in a direction.
Is there?
Well, can we hear the screaming at the moment?
Yeah, you all can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats and Castalia, I presume, have just taken off towards it along with Malgur and Zarzul.
Yes.
Castalia looking at the bare back of her Dragonborn, who once again left his armor behind. Because it takes time to put that on, and right now someone's in danger.
Indeed.
You're thinking, maybe a lever set? Even then, it wouldn't get his AC above 10.
No.
Well, we can worry about that later. Actually, hang on. I could probably put if we get up to him, I can put the mage armor on him.
Yeah, but it'll only give him an
Yeah.
AC of 12.
It's better than 10.
In his case, better
What
than
do you mean?
8.
Actually, no, it'd be 13 plus dex modifier.
Okay, then, it's 11. He's got a -2 on his dex.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he wears heavy armor.
Can help push him up just a little bit further. I think.
For now, you don't even know if it's a combat encounter.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, the first ones who spot it as Bartrus slowly starts to follow along with Cornelius. And man, Cornelius, that's not a thing you want to have sound behind you. Like, you know he's on your side, but
Yeah.
if you close your eyes, he's not. That could be any ogre. And you've experienced that before.
I stop for a moment. Bartrus,
Right?
do you see in the dark?
Nope.
Right. Let's let the people who can see the dark take the lead.
Oh, right. As he reaches down and picks up Droop, who, as he picks him up, Droop's face passes by your face, and it's just pure terror. You see in the dark, don't you? And it looks like he's going to eat his head. Speaks. Yes. Right, and he holds him out like a flashlight. Then he picks you up, Cornelius, with the other hand, and bounds forward. Tell me if there's something I'm gonna walk into. And they pass, you two.
Dying of laughter.
And he stomps on past Malgurn and Zarzul, almost stepping on the two of them. Oh, that's a weird one.
Zazzle is going. Oh god, I should really do this. Obviously, this is interesting, but as they pass, Zazzle's going to put dark vision on the ogre. He can.
When you do, Droop drops, Cornelius drops. Whoa!
Does that help?
Amazing, my eyes have evolved.
Let us go.
That's amazing.
Picking
Here,
up.
I'll help you. As he reaches out for Zarzul, I'll show you where to go, little one. You can try to
was
dodge.
hoping- no, it's fine.
You are picked up, and all that's appearing out of his hand is a little head. And the bottom of his hand is a little tail.
Onward!
Wolfgang just following. Tail low, head low.
Cornelius just eyes meet with Wolfgang, trying to understand what just happened. And then also Cornelius trying to figure out, how does he know the word evolve?
And so Zarzul and Bartrus are the first to see the scene. Not actually needing dark vision first because it is a campfire lit up, and it is unpleasant and a bit familiar. It is a campsite, only 3 tents. However, there are 2 figures sitting by the fire, and they are just consumed by branches bursting from them. A third figure is just gasping out his last breaths as his entire lower half has just exploded with roots. And the top half is just trying to drag himself away, but he's affixed there. And the last one, the source of all the noise, was crawling to the north, and you can see that most of him is fine, but the bottom half of his left leg has just been consumed by vines and branches and twigs. Like it is sprouting through the skin, rending the armor and the cloth. And yes, there is just this incessant scream for help, help, please help.
Let us help.
Zazzle's going to try and get over to him, and use, well, all he can do is lesser restoration at this point.
Well, how do you get across?
Uh-oh.
No,
First I
I'm
get
just
out
asking for specifics here.
Oh,
Like, we'll use this victim here. Then we have you two. Like, there's greater distances, is basically what it is. And then we have the actual victims here. Basically gathered around the campfire.
okay, so I was gonna, well, head up to victim and use lesser restoration. This can't go poorly, can it?
Dex save.
Thought so. So imagine this is coming out of the ground.
That right there is a fair assumption.
I had the wrong one first, but never mind.
Oh, 12 is not good enough.
I had a feeling it might be the case. How far did I actually get?
Oh, it's not that. It's a case of you feel all these thorny bits of dried wood erupt from the ground, spiking into you. Like it scrapes along your legs and your feet, it punctures one of your toes for 16 damage. You're not anchored like this person is, but that just fucking wrecked.
That's a lot of damage.
I'll save you, little buddy.
I tried.
But even as it tries to root into him, he doesn't feel it. Just keeps stomping along right over to you, Zarzul, and then picks you up and lifts you. So that's going to be a strength save. Not good. There is a lot of resistance between what's stuck in you and what's pulling at you. Number 15 damage.
Oh.
As it feels like your legs are coming off. But they're still intact, it's just... It just tore a lot of splinters from you. There you go, little buddy. Oh, fuck, this is starting to sting.
Let's get out of this place.
Right you are. As you look down at the guy who is still caught up.
Bring him with us if we can.
Alrighty. As he reaches for him, and you're thinking what you went through.
Oh dear.
Braider, roll me his punch.
It's the bash.
Well, whichever. It's the same roll. It's just the hit. It's the same as his athletics.
Okay. That worked. 21.
The man comes with him. But let's see how much.
That's
Oh. So, most of the man comes with him.
Okay. Yep. That was.
The screaming
I was afraid we're gonna have to
intensifies.
amputate him. Yep.
It's about by this point, just as things are made worse by... well, probably not by Bardus ripping this dude off, who screams until he just passes out because his leg is pissing blood. Because there's not as much leg there anymore.
Oh dear.
But it's held aloft by some rigid roots. I mean, still 2 foot away from the rest of his leg, but it's hanging there. That's about when the rest of you get on the scene. You can also see that there are coiling vines and thorns starting to try and wrap around Bartras's massive, chunky feet and legs.
Yeah, just
Time to go.
yeah, basically just starts yelling to Bartras to get the hell out of there.
Right you are. Ah, this is unpleasantness. Which way?
Towards us!
Right,
This way.
Alright, roll me his punch again. The Barcher's Bash.
There you go.
Oh, it failed him. "17 damage. He doesn't really feel it, to be perfectly honest. As he stomps on back, and there is just fucking gouts of blood and splintering wood as he just rips his stuff out of his legs with each step.
Once he gets over to us, I gesture for him to bring me the guy. But bring him here, let me try to, fix that, kind of?
Fireball!
No, fix him, not the...
All right,
Thanks.
healing sword.
Yeah.
Can we see-
Fireball the camp.
Can we see that it's spreading out? Oh,
It's hard to tell in the dark, even with the firelight. It's fucking with your night vision.
So, is the 9...
Droop does hit with
helpful?
Healing Sword.
Holy shit.
So the bloke is stabbed in the chest by this spectral green glowing sword, but he's rejuvenated by it as it remains there, sticking out of him. And yeah, you
How
manage
does
to...
he feel about it?
You heal, but this is still a big fucking wound.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do on something like that, yeah, but...
Probably more than a first level.
Yeah.
Get a cast cure too.
Yeah, let's do what I can here.
You don't use cure 1 anymore. Higher level.
I could cauterize. What do you think?
Is the bloke awake?
No, he is passed out.
Even with all that, oh dear. Let me try and get a
Well,
little bit.
He's got HP mechanically, but he just went through a hell of a lot.
yeah.
Let's.
Zazzle's looking back at the camp to see if he can see where these vines are coming from.
Well, you do see the ground, but you don't see like a big coiled root or anything coming from a direction.
I give the poor bloke another round.
I'm just saying I could put this to it as... He's finally get a good look at Kagratz's massive weapon now that it's got its magical enchantments working, and it is red hot as he holds it there.
Ow.
We'll hold him steady. It's cauterization.
Did my second spell...
Like I said, he's got
Do
HP.
any-
It's just...
Okay.
That was a lot of shock.
Yeah. I'm more meaning, did it do anything to the open wound so that we can, avoid...
Yeah, it closed it over
Burning.
quite a bit.
We've got it. I fixed it. Preferably without the scarring.
Alright.
I mean, looking at the stump that's left, I don't think scarring is gonna be avoided.
You know what I mean.
It's a very untidy rip below the knee. Not a cut
Yeah.
or an amputation, it's a rip.
Yeah. We might have to eventually...
Oh,
Do
that's
something
horrible. We're gonna have to trim some of that.
Yep.
Let's wait for that until we get back to camp.
Could be an infection, though.
Yeah. But he won't get an infection between now and camp. I don't want to get
Yeah.
sprung on.
But yeah, Zarzil, as you're looking over, you can just see more of it just encompassing the rest of him. The guy who was just a torso is now just the beginnings of a tree trunk. And it's
Okay.
that dull grey wood.
Is there an idea of which direction it's coming from?
Like I said, you can't see any like big coiled roots or vines spreading out in any direction. It all seems to be very central.
Okay. Also, still tempted to suggest fireballing the camp.
Yeah.
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 That is my suggestion, yes.
That's what I called for before.
Yeah, I'm guessing the stump of his leg is probably also.
Yeah, there's nothing really left.
Yeah, I fully agree with Sazul and just throws a fireball into the middle.
Although now you think about it, he probably had personal effects there as well. Oh well, boom.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He
But
might have had his
who the
last
fuck is gonna go
savings.
in
The,
there?
the only photograph he has of his beloved. Vroom.
Sorry about that, bro, but ain't getting it back.
It goes up, and you feel a very slight vibration beneath your feet.
Oh shit.
Time to move.
And you also see as the fire spreads, it starts to go down with the rest of the vines into the dirt.
Good.
Quite flammable, I guess.
Well, Adagoon did say to use fire.
It's very dry, dead wood.
Fast-growing dry dead wood.
Undead wood. Right. As Congrats looks down at his foot to see ogre blood just pouring over it. Puts his hands on Bartrus's leg. Oh, careful now, I'm a bit tickly. Oh, that actually feels nice. Right.
Zazul's going to
Do you need a
cast
bit?
Cure Wound on himself for some reason.
I mean, do you look at Congrats?
Got a couple of slots to spare at this point. So.
He sees you doing it though, and just once again, the whole hand wraps around the snout. You get 10 back. Good enough for you, little
That
bro.
puts me back up to full health. No, I'm still okay. I'm a hell of a lot better than I was.
That's good.
Bartras, Sazul, you doing alright?
Yeah, I'm examining my leg to make sure there's no more. bits of
Nah, swing
twig
both me
in it.
arms. Whoa,
Is everybody good enough to walk to camp?
I thought that was funny. He's asked me if I'm alright. No, I swing both me arms. No?
Ah,
He starts walking off back to the camp.
We're good enough. I'll patch everybody else up organically when we get back to camp.
You recognize that sort of posture. Malgurn has the same one. That's a sulk.
well, that was certainly an event.
Mm-hmm.
Not a pleasant one either. I don't want to see more of those trees come back. Particularly not this close to the city.
Probably go and check this place up in the morning.
Yeah.
At least if some wild animal runs in there and get caught, it's not exactly gonna be the greatest loss in the world.
That's unpleasant.
Mm.
Now imagine seeing a whole battlefield of this.
Yeah, I was looking forward to different things tonight. That's taking the steam out of that poor bloke.
And when we get back to camp, I think, yeah, we should probably work on trying to even that out a bit. And then I can patch him up further.
Yeah, one of the burnished scales, he would sort of puncture this one with a bit of a silly thing. He'd cry out that he'd avenge this leg. I mean, not intend to, it's just a silly thing to say out loud. He was one of those Gleeborn types, so always a joker. Oh, good night.
Well, night. Take any chance of a good night.
Oh,
That's
wait,
found out the
are we
window.
back at the camp already?
Yeah. So it was a short walk.
Oh. Well, in that case, then I would ask Kagrat's assistance in evening out the leg.
Well, it's
All the
just he's
horse-
going to trim the scrag ends that are still hanging off it.
Yeah, and then Rain will try to help patch him up a little bit.
I'm good at cooking. I'm good at prepping meals. I really wish there wasn't a crossover here. There we go. That should... Nothing else hanging there. Easy to dress.
I'll dress it up.
Well, one good thing about the magical shelter, it's sterile.
Well, that's
You
even
say
better.
that. You just lock in whatever diseases were already there.
Well,
Horses.
After it's all dressed up, then she would throw another one on for good measure.
She's healed this guy more than she has the party.
Yep.
Excepting Pufflesworth.
Yes.
He's been walking all day. Doesn't he hurt?
Oh yeah, he's just been letting himself get dragged around now, and he's still been irritated.
Yeah, he hurts. So you might want to take care of that.
He's just caked in mud.
I prestidigitated him before he went into the hut.
Then he starts rolling in the mud again.
Oh, no. And then if you
Yeah, the moment you clean him, he starts actively trying to get dirty again.
Once I get him in the hut, then I would prestidigitate him, because it's not like he's going to go outside the hut.
At which point he just grumbles and flops.
Yes.
He just sits on his arse and then leans back to make the leash taut and try to pull you. He just puts all his weight leaning back.
I scoop him up and I start petting him and cuddling him.
He is very grumpy. Like, anytime you stop, though, he starts nipping. He wants more. Because this is not enough. This is a long way to making up what he had to go through. You made him walk.
Yep. I just pet him more, and then eventually, nope, it's time for bed.
Well, this takes the steam out of what we were going to get up to, so we should probably take the next watch, Tally.
Mm-hmm.
Here, come here. You look cold. Alrighty. Perception checks.
All right.
Wow. He's so bullshit.
Well, maybe he should roll the disadvantage because he's getting lost in Castalia's eyes.
Actually, he would be at disadvantage. He doesn't have dark vision after all.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
Fucking bullshit.
And his mod is 0, and he's still
I think it's clear that Castalia is the one who's getting lost. And all those glittering scales. And the massive muscle.
It's fine.
Apart from watching the fire die out, however, not a lot occurs. There are some animal noises, there's some general horse whinnying, there's some very distant, incomprehensible oath swearing by the volume and intensity of it.
Hmm.
Very distantly, there's a I can't see shit. And then suddenly igniting of a torch far in the distance. I should have thought of that. Oh well, I've got you. You're meant to look around. Tally.
Hmm.
You're meant to be looking out.
Sorry.
She's not sorry.
I mean, I'm enjoying it, but still.
What can I say? You don't have to be trying to put on a show. All right.
Nope, don't move just yet. You've been oogling me, I get a chance to do it as well. Alright, now we pick the next victim while we go enjoy ourselves. Can I don't know if this works. Can I knock on that? As he points at the hut.
Yes, yeah. We just can't go in.
Alright.
Would you get that?
Yeah, watch. 4th one. Someone gets to stand out here looking around while I get with my devil.
And now Cornelius is sad that his devil isn't here.
She's still lingering around his neck, though.
Yeah.
And who knows? Does he like the fact she annotated? Or does that just confuse him?
I mean, he can respect at least the annotation to it.
It's always the same in a
maybe-
relationship, complaining about length. Really, all these pompous gestures, this suffices, this calculation is all you need. You don't need to be waving your hands around. God.
Oh, he's already starting to mentally... how is he going to win this debate? Well, of course there's going to be, because you need to make sure that it works correctly. In a battlefield, you can't just be sure that that small, discrete movement is going to work. It's gonna have to go out there fast. You can't always sneak. You can just always sneak out your attacks.
And I'm sure he can already picture, yes, and I'm sure while you're waving your arms around, you're not at all attracting the attention of somebody with a crossbow.
I mean, to be fair, once they unleashed, he already got himself a big target on his back. It's like trying to sneak while you're on fire. You're already noticed. But yeah, Cornelius is not gonna go out there. He's got hired help, and he's got the raid out there.
Also, if you leave the hut, doesn't it disappear?
Yes.
Yeah, he can't leave.
Which mean rain to be dropped on the ground along with Bufflesworth anyway.
Well, and the hobgoblins, and that would just be rude.
Yep.
On those two, it'd be rude. Alright then, well, and Frenig are alright doing watch. Does Rain accompany them, or is she comfortable?
Did anybody get rain?
Well,
We just knocked loudly on the door.
yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean she got up, though.
You
Oh, no.
you really don't want us to wake up the other way. We can't have to wake up.
She would join the hobgoblins with Pufflesworth, which probably wouldn't make him very thrilled.
Yeah, he's just being scooted on his arse the whole way.
I would pick him up and bring him.
He still makes himself awkward, but when he feels like you're going to let him go, he just stops. But he doesn't want you to be too secure in how you hold him. Because he's in charge. That's what he feels.
No.
Alright.
Imagine also with since you said at this point it's starting to get cold, I imagine Pufflesworth is also going to be the blanket on
Yeah.
watch.
Exactly. He's my lap blanket.
Alright, have a good watch. I'm off to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Have fun.
I intend to.
It will be.
And once again, she's picked up.
By the way, where is the wounded man?
Probably in
Is
the
he in the
hut.
Yeah.
Or we just
Okay.
threw him underneath the carriage of the kobold.
No.
With the wolf just licking at his leg stump.
Oh man, this guy's gonna. Last thing, remember, a fucking ogre tore off his leg, and the next thing he's gonna wake up and he's inside a.
He's the
magical
teddy
hut.
bear in an
What?
ogre's tent.
Yeah.
And then, sadly, Bartress rolls over during the night. Well, nothing we could do to save him. These are perfectly natural causes. You can't live being an inch thick.
You can't live without a spine.
Ain't nothing more natural than that.
Oh, he's still got a spine. It's just in several pieces.
Think I will have some more of that pie. The best fucking sheriff. And of course, as you watch, you realize, oh, that's a very tiny tent Congrats and Castelli are getting into. And then you hear all the clanking. Yep, that's too small a tent, really. So, perceptions.
I rolled mine.
Let's see. Just one of them will keep a watch out, basically.
They are absolutely fucking useless.
Yes.
It's not that they're having trouble. They've just never seen that sort of thing. They're a little shaken. Because they like a stand-up fight, and that was not. That killed several dudes who were probably just having a conversation, and then they were dead by roots. So, they're a little uneasy. They're also a little over-tense, you can notice. Like, they're rigid and all, but it seems like they're trying a bit harder than they should.
She just looks at him, nervous?
Can't let him down.
You're...
We've lived our lives because of his mercy. We cannot afford to let him down.
She just kind of takes a moment, tries to configure her thoughts, and goes, I don't think you are going to have to worry about that. I think he's just happy to have you here.
Isn't Malgurin glad that they're with the worst possible person?
She's not throwing him under the bus.
You don't understand. When we cross blades, some of our number were cut down in a blaze of light.
So anyway, it's the end of the session,
It was
right?
it was divine purpose that they were brought down, and we survived. We were spared. So obviously we have to do something important, and for that we cannot lose his confidence.
He wants you to try. That doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. Nobody can be perfect.
Ma'am, I have to agree to disagree there, ma'am.
Ask Melger, and I guarantee you he will tell you that.
Oh, fuck.
It's how we were raised. We have to strive to be the best that we can be. And if we're not trying to, then we're not going to achieve.
You also can't try too hard. If you try too hard, you'll go the opposite direction. There's a nice middle ground.
Again, ma'am. Point is, you have to try as hard as you can. Give 110% to everything that you can. We were spared the wrath of a divine champion. We could do a little more than live our lives to the fullest.
Simplify. Ooh, ah.
Yeah. That is Hobgoblin society. They are basically Spartans. Everyone is a soldier. Hello?
Huh?
Any words from Rain as she's dealing with these guys who are just fucking rigid?
She just kind of shakes her head.
Also, man, it's weird to hear Divine Champion throw out in reference to Malgurn.
Yeah, I know.
Think about all the times you've met this person. But we will keep you safe, ma'am.
I don't need anybody to keep me safe.
You don't need no man.
Well, she kind of
Well,
does, but he's back in the town.
Yeah.
That's not really a need, it's a convenience thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, out of the two, I think Rain's the more physically strong of the two.
Sort of. What's your strength mod?
1. I'm almost 12.
Yeah, you are 1 point stronger.
He's probably more dexterous.
Yeah. Not by
cats?
much, though. As pointed out, he's not a hero. He's a professional fencer.
How much higher than 14?
16.
I have better dex than him. What the hell?
Yeah.
So his dex.
I'm also very nimble in squats. So.
I guess you forgot when he was fighting that bladed horde of Kill Cornelius. The one he was fighting, he was only doing a d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
Once per round. That's all he could do.
Yeah.
His dex is my con. That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, he's not a mighty warrior. He's also probably got about an inch of height on her. More if you include the ears.
Oh, that's why he's so happy. He's found somebody who's shorter than him.
No. I mean, you found... I guess it's a bit of forgotten knowledge, but the barman did say that he saw him canoodling with Al Shellslide as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I'm guessing he's more like a Pepe Le Pew.
If it's something that both people can consent and have fun with, why not? As long as it's fun and harms no one. Yeah, you pick up on a few things, Rain. Mainly just, again, there's more noise of civilized folk, as much as mercenaries can be. You can hear some very early morning orders being barked out in distance. They're sort of losing their cohesion, but you can tell the sort of tone is being projected. And then daylight starts to rise up, although it is a grim, pale dawn. And just as you're feeling, yes, my watch has ended, the rain begins. Light, but is curtaining. Like, it doesn't hit with any pressure, but it starts to block off line of sight.
Oh, damn it.
And you just hear in the camp, my feet's getting all wet. As you see that Bartras, for all the size of him, yeah, he's too big for his tent. And a foot sticks out.
Can my outfit get turned into, like, can I make it have a tarpy material so it's semi-water resistant?
No. You can have a hood.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to. I'll compromise with the hood.
But yeah, it's still cloth and fabric.
Damn it.
And you can start to hear it patter and hit off the armor of the hobgoblins. They're wearing chain, incidentally. Despite the image looking like it shows them wearing plate.
I'm a very nice person, and I make a weird little pouch on the front, and I put Pufflesworth in my pouch.
He just starts looking around as if the whole world is a new place.
I figured his object permanence isn't that great.
And the rest of you all awake with everything you need.
Yay.
Cornelius just with the part where waking up and then just hearing on the roof. I'm just going, no, fuck's sake.
And depending on how she's feeling, Castalia may be denied another early morning.
No, we're in business.
Yeah, no, but they're still gonna cook up dinner or breakfast. They don't really need me there, and you're right here.
And I'd have lessons.
You have lessons. I don't want to move. Not when you're here. I also have exercises. We've got our new patient.
Oh yeah, right. The new patient. Cornelius should probably go and see if how he's doing.
But you're very comfortable. Alright, let me have a nibble first.
Sure, sure.
And then they emerge.
Considering, yeah, if it started raining, she'll use that as a chance to go check on our new friend.
Yeah, as you both check on the patient. Voomp. Oh, right. 8 hours. Actually, no, it would have been a new casting. That's right.
Yeah. I think I also made the part of basically just at some point during the watch you would probably just kind of refresh the spell a little bit.
Well, like I'm saying, during all that there, you would have had the refresh anyway because you left it.
Yeah, it's just usually my explanation is that doing it when he was doing the have to do the watch, he would refresh it a bit just so we didn't have this silly scenario of it just going boop in the morning as soon as we hit the deadline.
And now you get a decent look at him in what there is of the morning light. A bit darker color and skin than yourself. Not by a huge degree. Someone who's actually been in the sunlight, Cornelius, instead of a study. He's got that usual scraggly sort of appearance. You know, there's a bit of a patchy beard coming in. The hair's a bit too long in some places. It just looks like a fighting man.
Is he
Yeah.
still passed out?
The eyes are slowly opening up. And he sees you lot, which is mostly reassuring. Sees the Hobbs and he flinches a bit.
Don't worry, you're in safety right now.
How are you feeling?
My leg really itches.
Yeah, you don't want to look at that right now.
He's looking at it right now.
Right. Look up over at me. And unfortunately, that was not a situation where we could do anything.
I thought it was all over. First those roots and then that ogre.
Well, no, the ogre was with us.
Wrong choice of words.
The
What?
ogre was the one that was saving you.
This is very fancy for an orc prison.
No, don't worry. He's not on the other side. He's a mercenary. He's helping us.
He's at fucking Bartras then.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm guessing Castalia and Congrats had to look through the window because they weren't allowed in.
Sally just pokes her head through the window.
Yes.
Yes.
May I see him?
No.
As Congrats just tapped the window.
I'm going to start you ahead of schedule so that you're not entirely shocked. We do have a displacer beast that's also with us. That's not something you should worry about either.
Oh great, what are you going to follow up on? I suppose you just rescued me for extra rations.
No, we were just rescuing you, just because obviously that's the correct thing to do.
He flinches whenever Droop is there to make more furniture. And to also present Cornelius with a few of his things.
Droop, could you fetch some water for this man? Sorry.
I think I can.
Sorry. Thank you, Droop. Oh, by the way, the name is Cornelius Sent, and may your name be?
Oh yeah, Nedry.
Oh, Nedry.
I mean, yeah, it's just Nedry now. It was Padfoot. gracious, Nedry. Oh, my. Oh, gods. I'm gonna be like that stumpy Goliath back at the theater.
It's only one leg that's doing this, right? The other leg's fine?
Yeah, the other leg's attached.
Okay. Well, I know it's not one of those things that you want to hear, but at least it's only the one. It's a lot
The
easier
look
to
he
get across.
gives you is just so
I'm
flat.
continuing. I'm not done.
No, he just looks at you with such a flat expression.
You can get a prosthetic, and because of where it's placed, you'll actually probably find once you get used to it, you'll be able to walk around just fine.
That scene from All Quiet on the Western Front. They make great prosthetics right now. Attach it right to the book. You'll be fine.
And Snazzle's been outside making up a scratch for him to help him walk. 'Cause I don't think he's coming with us. I think we're going to have to send him back.
I don't think we're going to be able to send him back on his own. He can't walk all the way back there.
Yeah, we're in sort of a problem here.
He's going to have to come with us. If this conversation happens, that is going to be 100% Rain's point of view, is we can't leave him. He has to come with us.
Well, it's a
The only way-
conversation to have as you all sit around having breakfast.
The only way he's not coming with us is if we run into a group that's heading back and we can actually trust them to take him back with them.
There's that coven of witches. I wonder if they would take him home.
I said trust.
You can always give him the John.
No.
He could use a new legman. Speaking of Rain, you do feel a little tingle in the shell.
I pick it up.
Mushy mushy.
Ah, Lady Rain, brilliant news. They're about to start the dissection in 4 hours.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm out of the city.
And then tingles again. Ah.
Yes, it's unfortunate, but something with great importance came up that cannot be put off. But I do thank you for the invitation.
Takes a little more time. I'll save you the sketches.
And
Good luck.
immediately, and quite excitedly, thank you very much. I look forward to it.
And that's the last of it.
Yep.
She just kind of looks awkward because it was kind of like, oh, you should have seen my new girlfriend I got here. She's hot. And then it's like, oh shit, she's not coming. Fuck. I'm gonna look like a such dweeb.
I was
Just
trying
for
for
the
ages to get into the illegal gathering, and now you're not going to show up, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I got us front row seats. That's within splatter range. Frenig helps up your new friend, so he's able to hobble along. And yeah, cart him out to the little center. Barter's being kind enough to set up his tent as basically a sheltered bit for eating, so nothing, not everything gets to taste like rainwater. Lorna has taken up position on top of it. And to the right of it, hovering in air.
While we're having dinner, does anyone wish to go to the camp and see if we can salvage anything for Nidrin?
I mean, I'll go with you. Watch your back.
Yeah, I'll head out and see what's going on.
I haven't dealt with blights as much as you have. I need to learn. problem telling?
It's just a little worrisome because I'd hoped when we took down the Gamorphous tree that that would be it.
Well, you do remember that whenever you killed a bunch of Alchemians, some of them were carrying seeds on them.
Hmm.
There's also the case that you saw a scene like this before in the past.
Besides, we do not know how many of them were made before.
True.
Before we took down the tree.
Or do you want me to stay here, Golden Eyes?
No.
Alright.
Would you like me to come along?
Always, but in this case, you've got your dance practice.
All right. I'll be waiting for your return.
I'll be missing you every moment. Especially as I miss. Oh, I just realized I'm going to miss all the twirls. All the kicks. He's starting to get up now. He's chomping down his foot as he keeps on muttering about this. Oh, it's not worth it. At least this time he's in armor.
Mm-hmm.
With them all slung over his shoulder. And yeah, as you guys get up to the campsite, it is recessed. Like there is broken up patches of dirt, and it looks like something was taking up space and is gone. Like only by handful of inches in each of the little bits and pieces where it's obvious that something was supporting it underneath.
Has it looked like it burnt out from the centre of this camp area, or?
Yeah, you don't see anything like around the outskirts. It looks like it was a very simple circular area. Like, not even or anything, but it seemed to just encompass the camp. You're not seeing any kind of distortions in the soil outwards.
Something was a trap for campers?
I mean, it's a bit
It's only
unlikely
this
they
area.
went square on it.
Was this a circular sort of gap in the trees or anything like that?
Yeah, smaller than the one you guys were in.
So it would have been possibly the only campsite sort of available around the area.
There is also something you're noticing to your experienced eyes. The tree life around you is all very healthy. I mean, most of them are bare because it's autumn, but they're a nice color. They're not brittle and dry.
This is a fresh growth.
Well, no, not their turn. I mean, you're not walking through the dead forest like you were with the Gulthias tree.
It's not
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, this is a fresh bit of blight that's only just sprung up.
Yeah.
That would imply that whatever this is new and it's been put here as a trap or something? Or do you think they were just trying to spread the blight here?
I think we have to ask our friend what happened. Where did the blight spring from? Was it something they had that did this, or?
As you watch,
What?
Kagratz is measuring his paces from the tree line to the camp. It's pretty much in the center. I mean, I'm not going to walk right to the center, but I can sort of guess. That looks about, yeah. That would make sense of where to
Well.
put it. Really big man trap?
Possibly. Either that, or they had something on them which set it off. Well, what started it.
Fire? They didn't have much else going.
Yeah. The warmth, possibly, but it's still strange. We see what fire actually did to it afterwards, so
Yeah, definitely wasn't heat resistant. It didn't get any bigger on it. But it might have just been enough to wake it up.
possibly. Maybe the seeds were planted and the warmth activated them.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Must have been quick, though.
This was very quick.
Congrats leaves for a second, comes back with a large branch and starts to poke at the dirt. It crumbles as you'd expect. Some of it's clumping up in the muddy substrate. That's no different. I was sort of expecting, like, baked earth kind of thing.
Do you think it retreated rather than be burnt?
I really don't want to step on there, but yeah, I'll leave a one. And as he walks in, stomping through, starting to break up the dirt, get a little bit lower. Right, here we go. Starts to boot aside the empty armor. Mostly just shreds of metal now. In the campsite, and starts to heft up chunks of sod. There's a hole here.
Okay. That's what we'll move in to have
The
a
size
look
of
as
my
well.
hand. Which, while big, would be fucking narrow even for Zarzul. It'd be tough to squeeze down. Like you could be pushed down
Yeah.
like an arrow, but you wouldn't be able to move.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be face first down into a lot of blight wood either.
Yeah, but just an example of for scrabbling down purposes. I mean, he could have you by the tail.
Gotta take create some dancing light and try and get it down the hole, just to kind of see how far I could get the lights.
Well, not actually needed. With Kagrat's blocking the sun and Zarzul looking down, you can see that after about 30 feet, it does take a turn.
Okay.
And then when the dancing light comes down, you're able to see it's going in a southeasterly direction.
So either this came from the southeast, or it went towards the southeast. Would the direction line up with where we heard the drums?
No.
Okay.
Like, that's
Or
pretty much
where they
juice. Well, I mean, it is southeasterly, but it's way more south at the moment.
were. Okay.
Also, bad timing, but I'll be back in a sec. Have a conversation. Entertain.
Yeah, we know that's not gonna happen.
Wait, you want us to talk?
Yes, interact.
Yeah,
This isn't Northrend. We're not all holding hands.
Do we want to follow this and see if we can stop any further of this coming out, or
Well, we are a bit on a time schedule for our
But
current task.
also, we can barely squeeze down Sarsul, let alone the rest of us.
Yeah.
no, I mean head to the southeast and see if we can find something that way.
Yeah, the problem is just how far southeast. Like, we only know it goes southeast right now.
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna take a right or left at some point?
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe spend an hour or so, travel that direction. If we find nothing, head back and carry on our way.
I think we should probably just head straight on because we're on a bit of a time crunch to save.
Well, we could probably use, like, give Sarsul an hour to go take a look. See if we can find any tracks or something.
And he was never heard from again.
I was about to say,
Win-win either way. No, that's mean.
an hour is quite a long time of daylight to burn.
It's still sort of in the direction we're going, so if we go that way for a bit, and if we find nothing else, we can then continue just straight east till we hit the road again, or whatever.
And back in play.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Ah, bathroom breaks. What a pain.
Mm-hmm.
So Sasu was entertaining the idea of spending an hour trying to see if there's anything in the direction that the tunnel is going.
How so? By crawling in?
No, just going that direction above ground to see if we run into anything.
Let's see here. Also, like, I need a good marker here. There we go. Yellow for a party, I suppose. So right now you guys are basically here. Hang on. Oh, why did that go away?
Didn't like you.
Didn't like that.
Like,
That's pretty close to the city.
I'm just pointing out, like, that's where you guys are in relation to the gums and other camps and stuff. Well, you know, that's just a full day's travel, give or take. But yeah, it is close to the city.
Yeah, I think I'd like to spend an hour just heading in that general direction to see if we can find anything else. Because I don't. That's awfully close.
It's not a good idea, but I've been thinking about the Nedry one. Some of you seemed hesitant on it. Congrats is bringing us up as you're getting back to camp. So others can chip in. I was thinking I could put them on pedals.
Pedals?
Oh, the horse.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Did we find any items in the camp that wasn't destroyed?
Give me an investigate. I know you're eager for a pet named Tally, but you're far better than just pedals.
Hey.
No, I was thinking of a different type of pedals.
Ah.
Yeah, I was also thinking of like bicycle pedals.
Rain does not get to loot this time. Cornelius did all the work. But in Cornelius' fashion, he probably found out where it was and then pointed you at it. Well, you do find a bit of slightly mangled silver coinage. 18 silver and 2 gold. All coins of a realm, not the coast this time. So very the flatter, circular, valved discs. Find a couple of daggers. Still intact, but very used. All kinds of different color stains on them. As you go through the tents, you don't find a whole lot, to be honest, of personal effects. I mean, there's extra clothing, there's some water skins, ration packs, although they've been thoroughly rooted. Well, they were. You can see a lot of holes. They've just been scattered everywhere. And that's about it. There's no, like, lingering possessions. There's no memento sort of things, or at least no intact ones. And there is, sadly, as you look at a Cornelius, a thoroughly punctured healing potion. It was a nice bottle, but now it's just a few drops in it. Still stick a candle in it, hey. Life hacks for decoration.
Probably gotta pick up some of the. Gotta make a disc and put the items for salvage. Items that could be salvaged, so he has at least some possession to take back.
Yeah, as you walk along, it's like this is the most garbage you put on your disc since you carried the drunk Zarzul. This is not the heroic haul you were expecting. Well, usually what you expect when you cast the disc. And then back to camp. Oh yeah, I just bring it up because it's a terrible idea, but it's a way to get him somewhere safely, but I wouldn't fancy his chances. I'd rather not, but...
Well, we might be able to might encounter some other mercenary band or
There's a bit of
guards
chance there.
regiment.
So, what are the rest
Sorry?
of you up to? Like, what's Malgern up to, who's been quiet for so much of his session? I'm putting you on the spot.
With the cat.
What are you doing with the cat?
Thinking about, oh crap, congrats, okay. Fuck, what do we do next time? What do we do next time? Panic, panic, panic. Oh god, I'm not the person they think I am.
She's not very reassuring. It's
And
that
you
kind of
just
thing where she's bumping you, but she's doing it too hard because she doesn't know her own strength
You
properly.
just sweating bullets like, fuck, how do I get out of this? And he has no way how to get out of this hole.
And then now and again, you're getting interrupted in your thoughts because she bumps you, but she's hitting you right in the bridge of your nose, and it's just that painful throb.
About how far away are we from Raxis?
A full day's journey.
Which is...
Yeah, it's
Is
hard to
it
get
all-
a proper figure in miles. Like, what are you thinking?
No. If it's in miles, then no. I was thinking, maybe I could dimension door, and it's like, no, it's...
No, that's a bit far from that now.
Yeah.
Like, you have not traveled feet in a day's travel on horseback. You've definitely gone miles. I mean, like, it takes half an hour's walk to walk about a mile and a half or so.
True.
So you've covered distance. But yeah, Lorna's there for you, barely. Like, she bumps you a few times and then the massive head just falls on you for sleeping. She's not ignorant of your plight, it's just she doesn't know how to help.
She's a cat, so...
Yeah. Your mood is made better by giving her attention, that's what she thinks.
Yay!
Also, she's not a cat.
But he's currently petting the cat.
And Castalia, you're engaging in your first lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Roll your performance.
Okay.
You're not surprised that when she said these were beginner steps? They're not. This is beyond what what you picked up with a bit of shimming with Vistani. This is throwing yourself about it quite a bit. You're having to arc the head back, flex the back. There's a few steps which want your foot to go from the floor to sky, and you're thinking, maybe not immediately. Let's warm up to that. But it's also very much a lot of, like, you're seeing the pattern in the movements. There's a lot of swings of the arm and then upwards movement. Then things go downwards and then right back up again. And you're starting to get pieces together as you're going through it. This definitely feels a bit sort of tidal. Like, this feels more watery, more sort of... Because it's flowing from one to the next, very step by step. Whereas you were expecting some fire steps and all, which are probably a bit more vigorous, a bit more energetic from how you saw her dancing. But these don't seem like her steps. And you do very well at it. You're not mastering of it. You couldn't pull it off without, a bit of rehearsal beforehand to make sure you're what you were doing. but you've got through the routine and you feel like a few of his parts are comfortable now. But again, this is just a case of muscle memorization. Still, there's a lot of morale boosted around the campsite.
Yay!
Unfortunately, that is an ogre, 2 hobgoblins, 1 dude with a 1 leg, Droop, and I think that's it for anyone who'd be watching, because Malgurd's in his own world.
Well, Droop and the one-legged man could definitely use a pickup.
I mean, you get a little bit of applause from Droop. The one-legged man just rests back and think, oh, I lost my coin pouch. We were on our way
Did someone
back.
say
I was going
coin
to spend all my money on a show like that. So are you saying, Cornelius?
No, there was just... Did someone say coin pouch? Wham! That basically is coming into towards the camp. Yeah, I'm afraid this is about as much as we could salvage.
It's not much more than we had, to be honest. He takes the 3 daggers and the coin. Yeah. It's all right. We had stuff in a storage box with some of our guys at the city. It's all right though. This is something I can send on. Hey, drink money. I'm gonna need a lot of that. Because now I can get... No, I fucking can't. Ugh. As he just sort of scoots himself away from the smell of food, trying not to look at his stump. I'm gonna be awkward for a while, I'm sorry.
That's alright, it's understandable.
Just ignore me as I settle my stomach. Congrats explaining what he saw at the site to Castalia, and then also expressing disappointment that you look a bit breathy. I'm disappointed I missed that, and that I didn't cause it.
There'll be more performances.
I really can't wait. You look amazing.
Thank you, love.
All right, we were doing things. Because he's just... Well, she's in a dancer's outfit and all this morning. Yeah, he's just lost. Like, now and again, he looks at the rest of the party, and then he just finds his eyes drawn back. To be fair, eye level.
Had Cornelius been of any kind of sense of humor, he would probably said, I thought he was a bronze dragon, but at the moment he looks like a red dragon.
I mean, the sad thing is, that's his token. He's not embarrassed or anything, it's just very easily drawn.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying that he's probably a bit heated.
Oh, yeah, well.
Despite the rain.
Yeah, there's a sizzle. Yeah, I'm gonna blame the instincts on this one. Just you with the jewels. It's no hoard, but it's something to lie on. Yes, we should get doing something. Yes.
Indeed.
So is Sasul gonna have a small expedition to see if he can track something down?
Yeah, what kind of expedition are you looking for? The whole convoy or just a little bit of on foot?
A little on foot.
Because I could have met... sorry.
Yes, on foot, just for heading off in that general direction, so being slightly stealthy, I guess, and tracking, as it were, to try and find out what if there's anything in that direction to notice. I'd like to bring a couple of people with me, just because I don't want to be accidentally ambushed by myself and never be heard from again.
That'd be a tough one to catch yourself by surprise. I mean, I think I've done that before, but then I'm very good at what I do. So that's not surprising, even though it is.
Well, in any case,
He looks at the rest of you expectantly.
yes, very good.
Zazzle sort of laughs.
In any case, here, take this with you, Sasul. As I hand him over the small shell.
Okay.
You can then you can contact Rain should anything happen.
Okay. Who else is coming along? Okay, Zazzle heads off to his death.
No. I am giving the party a chance instead of having the NPCs join in immediately. 'Cause this is your show.
I'll go on.
In which case, grass is a surefire.
I will also go and push Malgern along.
I'll go.
Yes, you will.
In which case, Frenig and Yolmik. Or Yolman. Yeah, there's a decision that they leave up to you, Cornelius and Rain. Or anyone in charge, really. They can go, or Bartris can.
Well, Barters would probably be better. You can help us assist breaking down the camp while they're gone.
I like to imagine Zarzul's right beside him when he's saying this, as Zarzul's getting ready to sneak and be quiet.
Yep.
Couldn't hear you, Rain.
Oh, I agree with that decision.
Well, to be fair, there's also the big dragonborn in plate, the dwarf in plate.
Yep.
It's also heavy. So I think sneaking is out of the window to begin with.
To be fair, for all her slinkiness, Castalia is not skilled in sneaker.
And not to mention, that way we're putting off the awkward Malgern incident.
I mean, you gotta rip that band-aid one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but Rain wants to have a talk with Malgern for an easy-to-explain route. Because she's finally come up with something.
Alright then, let's do our comedy checks.
Oh, you're still.
Okay, that's way better than he deserves.
Cat closed my.
Would be real snaky like.
No, that's congrats.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Yep.
say, that's
Fucking nailed it!
Hang on. That didn't work.
Oh, it stopped 2 minuses somehow.
Okay. There we go.
I should have had 10.
Yeah, so it's 10, so everyone is moderately sneaky except the dwarf.
Oh, I did not realize fucking the splint or the splint was so. Oh.
Clang, clang, clang.
To be fair, even with a normal roll, you would have been the least.
Been shit anyway, yeah.
But now you're the absolute worst. You're making more noise than the ogre.
The ogre's not wearing any armor.
No, but he's also huge and not at all careful of what he does.
He's also at a -3, where you're at a 4.
Yeah, I don't have an outlet for my bad dice anymore. I stopped playing Blood Bowl. This happened.
Like, here's the weird thing.
Well, see,
Bartris... Go on.
that's the reason you have bad dice. You used to get rid of them all in Blood Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah. I either suffer through Blood Bowl or Malgern fucking dies.
Yeah, this is why I've got good dice rolls again, because I'm playing Space Hulk.
Oh, you poor.
Well, Space Health
Okay.
Tactics. I thought it was Ascension, that's why I bought it. But still, for a tenner, it came with Deathwing, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's an okay first-person shooter. But yeah, so here's the thing as we image this. So, of course, Zarzul lickety split through the underbrush like proper vermin. He is skittering around at high speed. Castalia, low to the ground, swishing a bit, but very quiet on her steps. Congrats. He's trying. He's got one arm pressing against his plate to try and stop everything moving around. But he's also stuck at that big bloody maul. Bartress is walking through the trees, sweeping branches away, and for some reason it's only causing a few creaks. But then Malgern is coming along, who is stepping on every single dry branch and twig possible.
Yeah. That's about
Like,
right.
branches snap off silently when Bartress moves past, and Malgern's the one who steps on them.
That's how nature works.
This is going about as well as I expected it to go. Excellent. Shall I roll a survival or perception to see if I notice anything as we go along?
Yeah, let's go with a survival. Let's play to your talents here. You're tracking. Unfortunately, we're not undead, so no advantage there. Let's give you a little bit of a hand with Wolfgang. To be fair, though, you know a direction to follow, so it's not that tricky.
I'm just trying to pick up on things that are wrong as we go along. If anything sort of looks out of place or whatever.
Or we could have Castalia help you out.
I'll help.
Why doesn't Bartress just pick up Malgern so he's not loud and clanky?
Well, that's the thing, he would,
Then
but he
shake
wouldn't...
like a rattle.
Yeah. Because he wouldn't hold him in a rigid way, just be swinging him with his normal arm movement.
You know, like the Magic Claw.
So let's see a survival roll from Castalia. Just for a change of pace, because we usually get Wolfgang. Not bad. You were hoping for big, obvious, sort of, trunks, roots, anything, even just disturbances in the ground. But instead you find something way more obvious after a bit of a trek. The main thing is you see a building in the distance. Two smaller buildings next to it. It looks like an abode of sort of modest. You realize also now that you're standing in what was once a farm but is long overgrown. Like, it's just pure grass now.
Okay.
But then what you see more importantly is mingled in with the grass, closer to the house, flesh. Bits of it. There are chunks of limb, there's a few hands, some leg portions. You're not seeing bone though, it's all just flesh. Like you're seeing a pectoral, an ab, a neck, the scalp. And they're all just sort of scattered about, but in a sort of boundary line. So it seems to be ringing the house. And it's not like mounds of it, it's just handfuls of pieces scattered about in a wide distribution.
Is this?
There is
like
smoke.
Some form of...
There is smoke coming from the chimney, but very faint, very thin. Like you wouldn't be able to see a distance. It's just that blend. It's just that thin and grey blending in with the sky.
Dear, somebody's home and they're protecting their house with a ring of flesh. This is not what I expected.
No, it's nothing good either.
I'm gonna quickly send a message back to Rain about this.
I could knock on the door.
Just 1 second for that, and I will use Eldritch Sight to cast Detect Magic to look towards the cabin. Because when there's a ring around something, usually that means shenanigans.
You'd think, but in your case, Detect Magic brings up nothing. Apart from the blatant glowing beacon that is Zarzul.
Okay.
No,
the
nothing there.
flesh isn't magic. That's a good thing.
Is it?
Well, can't be part of a magic circle then, can it? Do I sense undead around? No.
You gonna try that bullshit again?
Hey, you've got a whole heap of flesh lying around. I want to know what happened to the bones.
Well, in this immediate area, you do not sense undead.
Okay, fine. Yep.
This is a nightmare and ability. It's bullshit.
I know.
Simon is absurd, but I've never used that move. I've only joked about it because he does humanoids, which means I can say, "Hey, Snook, in a mile radius, tell me every type of humanoid, their number, and where they are." By the way, I'm in the town right now. Go ahead, I'll wait.
See you tomorrow.
So that's why I've never used that. He doesn't need it.
It was just, I try and not use it too much.
But I will say there is some undead to the south.
Okay.
Quite distant. However, you also know this is a war. Yeah, there's probably some pissed off ghosts at least.
Yep, and some necromancers going around thinking, "Hey, this is great, fresh supplies."
I mean, you know one on a personal basis.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
Dial.
Okay.
You also bought shit from him.
Yes,
Yep.
and ate dinner with them.
I'm gonna.
Has he?
Damn it.
No, he
I'm
hasn't.
gonna
He hasn't
go
done
do
those
this.
yet.
I'm gonna knock.
I'm
gonna go
going
up and
to-
damn well knock.
I'm going to draw my shield and weapon in place and break the line of meat.
Alright. You're going to draw what? Your shield and walk across or sweep it?
Sweep it.
Alright, it's disgusting work. This stuff is getting quite rancid.
That's fine. Does it break the line?
Yes.
Alright, perfect.
And that'll reveal a bit more. Oh yeah, this is a different congrats token, I think. I don't think it's attached to you. There we go.
Alright, this is the house?
Yep,
This right
that's the building.
Okay.
You can see
And-
quite clearly this is just a little outhouse,
Okay.
and that looks
this
like
is
a work
chicken
shed.
coop. Oh, okay, good.
So Zarzul, as you walk up, you can hear the clattering of pots and pans. You can get a whiff of it's fire and there's something cooking, but it's really on the edge of your nostrils of what this
Okay.
could possibly be.
I have a feeling I know what this possibly will be, but you don't smell human cooking that much.
Well, you're a kobold.
Yeah, you don't smell it that much.
And you knock on the
Oh,
door.
well, I'm going to go. I knock.
There is no response and there is no change to the noise inside. But there is the slight noise of a saw being dragged back and forth in the work shed.
Are there any windows on this house?
No, they're all shutters.
Okay, same with the work shed.
Yeah, because glass is actually pretty expensive, so it's a city thing.
Yeah.
When you're out here, you've got a hole in the wall with wooden shutters.
Okay, I knock on this door. This is a door.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I get about the same result.
You get the exact same result. No change.
Okay, I'm gonna open said door.
Alright, as you open the door, you see a puff of sawdust. You see the last movement of a saw. And a room cluttered with just piles and piles of sawed up wood.
But no people
No.
or anything. I'm gonna pull up the hood.
Just before you do, there is suddenly
Ooh,
a great gash across Zarzul's snout. And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session.
See? I told you it was a good idea to bring the ogre.
oh dear.
This is one of those other things that's been sitting on the back burner for a long time in this campaign. I had about 3 other combat encounters. I thought we'd really get to it. I'm a little worried that I've been slowing down.
It's fine.
No, it's all good. Aren't you glad I decided to investigate?
Yeah. Also, you're fully healed, so don't forget beforehand, so...
Yeah.
That's only 13 damage. You're a ranger. Your HP should be way fucking higher than it is.
13? That's 12.
12? Yeah, 12.
Same thing.
For some reason, audience, and party members who don't know, of the two, we have the wizard at the lowest, and very slightly ahead of him is the Kobold Ranger Cleric. In the 40s
Yep.
for HP.
51.
51 at level 8.
Yeah. Yep.
Because someone chose Con as their dump stat.
I mean, he is also a kobold.
Kobolds don't actually get any negatives to Constitution.
Oh yeah, I'm
That's
just saying
wrong.
that's not a whole
On
that's
is
not a
not
whole-
my dump stat. Int was my dump stat.
But yeah, this should be fun. I'm going to point out, Zarzul and everyone else, there was no indication of anything touching him.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But yes, I'm now going to click the button that says the stream ends. We'll be back next week, yes?
Sounds good.
Probably not, but maybe.
What do you mean not? Oh yeah, yeah.
What's wrong?
I have work.
Okay.
That's a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
The mouse demands.
Careful, don't mention him. We might get sued. It can hear us.